6, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, I can't do that shit. And I don't never vote, cause I'm fucking broke. And either way, I know the police ain't gon' leave me alone. On a plane, about to visit Glen Rock. Need crypto, told me I should bring the Glock with me. So I packed up my piece and I'm sliding. Cause we might get caught up in a riot. Middle finger Trump, middle finger Biden. Fuck a left, fuck a right, is you riding? Know you love to see it, dudes rocking. Ain't no politics, baby, we just talking. From the birds to the bricks, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. Who you with?
Just an absolute adventure setting up a printer. I didn't know how hard it was to set up a printer.
I'm actually trying. Oh, you're set. I was actually just busted mine out. I have an old one.
Oh, an old one, but you don't have a Neo printer, do you?
No,
I have a Neo printer.
Is it Kafka-esque? Is it?
I mean, it's just so stupid. So like, I'm just trying to print out some things. I'm not printing out.
You're talking printer scanner here?
No,
3-in-1?
Not even. That's what I mean. It's like you would think what I'm setting up here would give me so many different options. All I want to do is print some shit. Like for me, print out stuff, like resume, anything like that,
documents.
All this documents. I want to print documents. And like my wife's like a recipe. And I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. But she's, we're thinking, oh, it's cool. You can hook it up to your phone. I mean, you can, don't get me wrong. But this one I buy, right? I install it. It's fine. It's a 3-step installation process. Hardware wise, fantastic. 10 out of 10. I love it. You put that in there, and then all of a sudden they go, okay, now register your printer. I'm like, I don't even like registering a car. We just talked about that. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, register your printer. And I'm like, okay, I put in model, which again, the models for this thing, there's no way you need a 9-digit model number for this printer. Nah. How many printer models do you have?
Yeah, that would imply there's billions of printers.
When they say like your order number 10,000, it's like, well, we've had 10,000 orders. Like it's like you don't have. So when they're like HL0457W, I'm like, wait. So like, how many have you gone with? So the one I buy,
it should be like 7 or 70. 70,
257Y.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean? H-257Y. That's what I would accept.
No, not like a Sean McVay fucking bootleg play or something. Yeah.
All of a sudden you're calling it. The coach comes in, calls timeout because of the game clock. They're like, "Come on, let's reset the game clock." He's trying to register his printer. This is bullshit. And so I know, dude. Yeah. Like, oh man, they had to reset the game clock there. I mean, this is just bad time management. I'm trying to reset this thing, right? I'm trying to set it up to all I want to do is to be able to go on my computer, open document, print document, send there, over. So they go, okay, cool. Now connect your printer to Wi-Fi. Okay, fine. Sure. I do that. It's not recognizing the Wi-Fi. You have to connect to the printer Wi-Fi, then link the printer Wi-Fi to your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And then this is all to print the fucking document.
Yeah, the printer Wi-Fi, it has its own fucking signal in there. I remember that. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, because you ever try to like steal somebody's Wi-Fi and then you're like, why is HP Jet printer fucking like popping up here? Yeah, and like, and then so then I finally it says like I finally get connected, and then they're like, now register, download the app. I'm like, dude, I don't want an app for my printer. Like on my phone. I don't want to look at that when I'm running out of storage on my phone.
That's the fucking worst. And
I go, let me delete the Brother app. It's Big Brother. I guarantee you it's tracking. It's like, it says, do you authorize Brother to track your location? No.
Yeah, I know.
Where else am I going to be? I'm in the fucking room with the printer.
Dude, that's the craziest thing. Yeah, they have to ask. They have to ask to be fair.
Yeah, that's why it's called Brother, I bet, because they're like, look, you got a great deal on. I got a great deal on it, but at
download the Animal Farm printer app.
No. All of a sudden, a big eye just shows up. They're like, "Hey, you agreed with the terms of services to put this big eye that watches you."
Download the Sauron app. It's just an eye icon. Yeah, icon.
Finally, it prints something, right? And then, I print it, and they go, "Make sure the paper's in correctly." I'm like, "Oh, now we're back to hardware. Now we're back to 1997." All of a sudden,
we didn't plan this. I literally just came from Office Depot, Office Max. I think they're combined.
Depressing store.
Trying to press
depressing store,
dude.
Raw. It used to be raw back in the day,
man. Well, okay, so literally have to print one page, And I've gone in there before, do the self-serve kiosk, done.
Yeah.
Go in and it's giving me this, it's spinning me, it's like calculating blah blah blah, after I've gone through all the steps. And I go, this old guy store manager, he comes up to me and he's like, everything all right? Well, I'm like, it's not doing the thing for me. And he's like, all right, let's reset this. And he's like, I already used to work at Office Max 30 years ago. I was manager of the store and they fired us all in one day. And he was just giving me this whole spiel. And I'm like, that really sucks. Sorry, dude. And he's like, that's all right. I had a job lined up. And then he's like, all right, let's reset. And he just abandons me. So I tried again, doesn't work. Go to the other, there's only 2 machines. Go to the other machine, doesn't work. By now it's already eaten up like $25 in the pre-authorization charge. And I'm like, am I getting this back? And the other guy's like, yeah, for sure. And I'm like, we'll see. Anyway, they end up having to like print it by hand at the thing. And it's a fucking nightmare, dude.
That's what got the guy fired the first time, was getting the money back. He gave somebody money back for failed. And he goes, luckily I had something lined up.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love that they keep all the printer stuff at the front of the store, where I don't know if it's like that with you, but over here it's like the front of the store. So where the person who's checking out at the register has to go help that out side by side. So the checkout line, it's such an inefficient process. And then there's just like the big fat guy walking around the store, not doing anything. You're like, why is there a big fat guy in a red shirt walking around? And none of this, it's just a massive fat guy. And you're like, why is that happening? Who is this guy?
When we were, yes, you're 100% correct, man. When we were, doing like planning for our wedding, printing invitations there and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
It was cool. Actually, it was crazy. We had to go multiple times and it sucked. But then we went this one time, I think on the weekend, and there was this like high school kid working there, pure autist, knew every in and out, fucking baller, dude. Like literally just like whipped us into shape, got us going. Like literally I wanted to like write a letter to corporate or something and be like, this is the dude. And then we had to go back on like a Monday. Of course, he's not there. It's like some fucking retarded idiot. It's the fat guy. It's the fat. Yeah, no, but it's but it's a fun. No, it is depressing. I used to love going. That was my, August, getting your school supplies. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that
sitting in the chair, like when your parents needed something, sitting in the chairs.
You're right. It used to be crazy. They used to have like a straight showroom, and you used to get that. Remember? Yeah. We probably
it was like a car. It was like I know it. And then my gay Mexican stalker used to work at that one too in high school. That same one. It was a gay Invader Zim like emo haircut Mexican guy who was just like
DIPO, dude. Depot.
Yeah. He was on Office Depot and Oficina.
Yeah.
And he's sitting in the chairs, clicking pens, Dr. Grip. You know what I'm saying? Like you just getting all getting the Dr. Grips, getting the Uniball and stuff.
I'm still a big pen guy. I've come. I like pens. I like getting them for Christmas. I got a tier list. Of pens. But Dr. Grip, Uniball is
I need Ryobi to make a pen. I need Ryobi to make a pen, like a real and not maybe they
neon yellow.
One, yeah, safety green. It's not neon yellow.
Safety green.
Sorry, say that. Sorry, don't you ever say that.
Is it safety green though? I think it's like in between.
Not safety green, dude. Because that's the best color. It's the best color.
Yeah, true.
And that's called.
What a choice by them, dude. Why? Because there weren't too many choices left. Can't do red. Can't do like light sky blue or cobalt blue. Can't do yellow. Can't do just pure yellow.
You can't do any of these.
No, you can't. So they had to. I mean, there's only like one option left to make it like your own, like a brand.
There's just the guy in the Ryobi office and like testing out chairs with clicking all these pens. Like, and he's just like, we can't do anything but safety green. It's clear as day. I don't know why you imbeciles don't.
He's like he's like the Ryobi Steve Jobs, just firing guys.
His name's Jerry Ryobi, and he was a Nepo hire. So he's got like a Japanese last name. He's a white guy, fat white guy. What's up? My name is Takahashi Ryobi.
Yeah,
and you're just a big fat white guy clicking a pen in a chair.
Dude, I like these Pilot Precise V10 RT. RT stands for retractable.
Oh, does
so it's basically like the baller gel pen in a clicker form.
Yeah, my penis works like that.
Thick ink. Yeah, exactly. These are probably my top one right now.
It's probably your top one.
It's my top one.
Yeah, okay. Dude, you know what pens are popping now is back in the day when Santana Row, when I lived, in the vicinity of Santana Row, they had a Japanese stationery store. And that stuff's like huge now. It's like it's kind of fun. It's something like that. It's not Daiso. It's called something else. It's a fucking smiling cat. I don't fucking know. But it's this store, and like you can you can tell like all the paper bros, like white guy paper bros, were like, man, it's the death of paper. It's gonna really suck. Like Dunder Mifflin ass people are gonna be like, this sucks, the death of paper. And then Japanese guys would be like, we are bringing it back. And it's like a fucking. They love
it's like
their
artisan
paper
now. It's like that's the way everything goes. It's like guitars.
Yeah, it's like
no one gives a shit.
Like drip coffee, pour over coffee version of paper.
I was gonna say it's the same guy. The guy that's into the paper is into the drip coffee.
Yeah. And my wife loves stationery. Yeah, my wife
that makes
loves
sense.
stationery. I mean, how many notes have you guys gotten from her? Probably 3 or 4. Just anytime if you guys were to wave at her, she'd be like, "Thank you for waving at me. Thank you." And she, thank you.
Yeah.
Nice seeing you at the store the other day. She would, just shit like that.
Good
like
excuse
very, very formal person in terms of stuff like that. Like when I read like Charles Dickens novels, like they would just send a letter to be like, "Can I come over at 3 today?"
Yeah.
and then the guy delivers it in the letter back. They're like, "Yeah, come through."
Yeah.
It's 2 houses over.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
And so but like it's kind of like that. But there's the that store, they're selling jelly rolls again.
Oh yeah.
Jelly rolls
that was
back it up.
It's like Pokemon cards, dude. That's like Pokemon cards being back.
For sure.
Yeah.
That was the Michael Crichton was like, I fucking warned you in Rising Sun. I fucking warned you. This is how they're getting the kids now. Keep the kids out of it.
Yeah.
The Asian takeover. And
do
whatever you want to do, but don't do it around kids.
There was there was always that girl that had a pack of like 500.
Yeah.
Every color.
We used to just take them and fucking scribble them and waste all the ink.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the best. So, can I borrow your gold jelly roll? Yeah. And then they would take it out of there like
it was tech decks for the bros and jelly rolls for the for the hoes.
They would take it out of a like Harry Potter wand case, and like they'd be like, here, you may use my jelly roll to do one thing. And because those things, dude, they're expensive now. I don't know how much they were, but I can't remember. But I looked at the price. I was like, were they like this back then? Because I remember my mom not wanting to get them. Like,
now every pen is like between $1 and $2 minimum. It's like every pen is. Dude, the fucking Fred Meyer at our house, because my wife and I go to any store we go to, I gotta check out the pens, even if I don't buy.
You are like you do have autism.
I do. Well, I just have it's weird. I've gotten like pens for maybe not this last Christmas, but maybe the 2 before. I'm pretty much set for life because how often do you go through pens, honestly? But the pens are locked up.
You probably do.
The pens, well, I know I'm more of an admirer, honestly. I'm more.
Oh, I got you.
But
it's like 40-year-old virgin where you don't take the action figures out of the case. Yeah, I got you.
Exactly. The pens are like locked up, like laundry detergent or like Walgreens or something. You can't, dude. They're fucking locked up.
Does your wife ever fuck with you and be like, "Oh, hold on, I need to write something down"? And she grabs your favorite pen. You're like, yeah.
No, well,
starts stimming.
Actually, what are these ones? The classic, the
Those
Pilot G2. That's her
Pilot. Yeah,
that's her bag. So I think for 1 year, there was like at Amazon they sell these like 50 multicolored ones in a pack. These are tight for sure. That's definitely top 3. So she doesn't touch my good pen.
It's not allowed. But
I have to have I have like graph paper here. I got a little notepad. I need to, even if I literally don't save anything, just scribbling shit down on a paper. It's like I can't do calendar apps. I can't do any of that stuff.
I hate the calendar app. I agree.
I need to write it down, even if it's literally lost. If the fact that just the process of writing it down makes it's like part of the process.
The calendar's funny. The calendar's funny because it's like, hey, we added this to your computer thing, and you're like, I'm never gonna look at that. Like, thank you.
And it's weird how, especially with like Apple and Google, like they have the calendar, but then they have reminders. Yeah. And I pretty much use reminders.
Reminders are great.
Which I wish it was like integrated. I'm sure there's some autistic way of doing it, but I mean, it's so. And then it won't like trigger, and then you fucking miss an appointment because it didn't trigger, and it's just so dumb, dude. Because you didn't, you hit date and not time or something. It's like you think someone would figure it out.
Yeah, you're like,
I do
bottom
love
surgery at 3 today. My God.
I missed out. Yeah,
Yeah,
now
I
I
missed
have to
it.
wait years. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's the
Yes.
insurance
Long
window
list.
closed.
Yeah, it's a long list. Yeah.
And I mean, I do like you and I both use Apple Notes is sick. Notes is raw, dude.
It is, but it also just half the time just goes, wait, did you want to, you sure you want to share this? Yes, everything I write in there, I want to share.
I know it won't update. It's like,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
You know what?
I mean, that's who knows what iCloud is, like a murky ass.
Mhm.
Like, who knows what's going on in there?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Does it, when you save a photo to your phone, does it save to your phone anymore, or does it just go through iCloud?
No, it's
And
socialism.
then if you're paying, and like, what if, you know, I've had this happen before because I'm like ghetto as fuck. What happens if your like 99-cent payment doesn't go through per month? Like, do you lose all your shit? I don't know.
Damn,
you know,
dude.
or does it just like lock it?
They probably just come kill you, I feel like.
Because it's, well, you know, because I have like different cards and I'm always like funneling shit around, not because I'm rich, because the opposite of that, you know, because
right.
you know how
Yeah.
you know how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. It's like I got my the Cash App card is sick. I like using the Cash App, dude, for sure.
Damn, you're probably the only white guy in the world with that.
I am, dude. Yeah. 100%, dude. I 100% am. Yeah.
Like, sir, did you steal this?
Yeah.
It'd be funny if you had like an old name, like Tyrone, like how you guys used to be named, like white guys were named like Tyrone in the 1800s and shit. Like, funny if you had like a family name, like my name is like, you know, Tyrone Washington. You know,
I know one. I literally know a white Tyrone.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. Tyrone,
and you've met him. You've met him too, which is funny.
Tyrone Slothrop from fucking Gravity's Rainbow. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah. Like, and then you know what pen, by the way, I fucking hate this.
What is that? What is it?
It's a U-line, like it's a Sharpie, so it's kind of like different. It's like a U-line Sharpie, and it just, I swear to God,
U-line, like the packing company.
Yes,
like cardboard box.
So yeah, because it comes with when you buy like cardboard boxes for packing. Now we had to buy a couple, not a lot. Cardboard boxes are some of the most expensive things on earth to buy a cardboard box. They found out that cats like them, I feel like, and that's why it's expensive. They're like, oh, it's not a cheap gift anymore. And but you have this thing the minute you press it. So like if I go like this, like, okay, you press it right here, paper's soaked. Paper is soaked. It squirts, dude.
Just bleeding out.
Jalen Squirts. That's his pen's name.
Like, Squirts, for sure.
Yeah, my shed's name is Shadur. And
Shadur.
But
Pro Bowl select.
I didn't anticipate 17 minutes of pen talk, of pen sanity.
No, we didn't plan this. Yeah.
I did. That's not in the notes. It's not in the notes.
It's not in the notes.
So yeah. Anyways, so first off, gotta give a shout out because we're gonna talk about kind of star power and things like that today. Kind of how we're kind of spinning our wheels in the mud here in terms of art and how everybody's trying to crown something that really isn't worth crowning and all of that. But I thought the other day after you and I were having this conversation, I turned on Netflix and I watched Alex Honnold climb a fucking building in Taiwan. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, not never seen, but coolest thing I've seen in a long time.
Live stream. They postponed it today too. Yeah,
they did because of like an earthquake. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
he was like, "No, let's let it ride." During the earthquake,
you get shaken off, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like
he is sick. Dude. He is sick.
It's like that video game Rampage. Like that's what.
Speaking of autistic, like. Dude. Yeah, it's
yeah. Oh, he might be the best use of autism. Like, because, you know, some people, like, okay, you could talk about like an autistic billionaire. All right. Sometimes those guys cause little problems here and there. He doesn't cause anybody any problems, except for that girl in the documentary. But she's with him now.
Do you remember the doc? Yeah, it's the same girl, his girlfriend. He married and has a kid now, right?
Well, she broke up with him in Free Solo, which I'm starting to false flag a little bit. I felt like they needed drama for the documentary.
Well, didn't she like break his back by letting him go on the road?
Yeah,
wasn't that like part of the?
And then she did. Which and then she,
which is honestly his fault because he's like, hey, let me get you into climbing, and it's just this girl.
And then her like on her. If you Google her, it says climber under her name. Yeah, right.
Sick. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like, hey, like,
I've climbed a fence. Am I a climber? Like, fuck.
Dude, he's a Berkeley bro. He's He said he went to, I think he went for like a semester or two, and there is a rock in like central West Berkeley in the middle of the fucking street. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, sure.
There's literally just a giant boulder. It's like half of a city block with houses all around it. It's not even a nature park. And he said he would just skip class and go climb that all day.
Yeah,
like
just
literally
some like Vangelis Moog music.
And he said he
plays
never
in your
talked.
head.
He like literally never talked to anyone. Which is funny. I had a Berkeley phase where I did not climb rocks, but I also just autistically didn't talk to anyone too for like a semester. Yeah, but that's funny. But dude, the building climbing. I mean, okay, so it's not as cool as Free Solo, but the fact that it's live streamed makes it cool. You know,
It was Free Solo though.
no, but I mean the El Capitan. It's not as cool as El Capitan.
It's not, but it was cool. The fact that like there was it was a cooler in a dramatic I think in a scientific physics sense that you're saying. I agree. Geological sense, I completely agree. It's not as cool because this is like a building. You know what I mean? It's just different. But he was like going there, and then there were like Asian people were like, "Oh, Alex Honnold," and they were like getting really excited. And he was like doing crowd work, which I didn't think. I thought he got I thought he got locked in.
Yeah, when he's going no hands, just leg lock.
Yeah, he's like no hands, and he's like getting the shock like that. And then he was like like that in front of Asian people, and they were like, "Oh!" And
Crazy,
and there were all these other climbers there that Netflix was interviewing, and they were like, "Yeah, Alex is the GOAT."
Yeah.
And they were hating. Like they secretly they're like, "Yeah, Netflix flied me out here."
Yeah.
I was munching Cliff Bars the whole way over here in my little sock shoes. And I was thinking about how this autistic freak is climbing everything. And his girlfriend met him on the top too, which was kind of sick. Or it's his wife. It's his wife now. They have 2 kids too.
Mother of his kid.
He's got 2 kids now. And dude, that's got to be rough. Like if his kid, he can't tell his kid's a damn thing.
Well, for sure.
You're climbing shit. Get off that.
Like, yeah, exactly. Well, okay. So here's the thing about Honnold, and this is no way taken away from what he does. So it's gonna sound like I'm critiquing him, which is fucking ridiculous because what he does is insane. But in terms of climbing, the shit he climbs. So his whole thing is obviously Free Solo. So if you fuck up, you die, and people have died doing that. But his actual climbing routes are in his own words, he's like, my difficulty is like 5 out of 10. Like I never go past 6 or 7. And so he's doing like easier shit. There was another documentary, another face of El Capitan, which 2 dudes did to get Alex Honnold's friends. They climbed, and which had never been done before because it was way harder. And Alex was actually helping them. He was like taking them supplies up and down the route and stuff. But it took them like 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
And it took him to do El Cap. It took him 4 hours, which is, again, I'm not taking anything away from him, but it's like he has a very specific style. Well, building. So I think a lot of climbers are like,
they don't
like fuck this no harness ass dude.
It's like a prop. He's like a prop comic. You know what I mean?
He's like Carrot Top.
But they'd be like, of course he brings out the guitar. You know what I mean? Of course, and really, what you're mad at is that people like that more. And to be honest, I'd rather watch Alex Honnold take an hour and a half to climb a building, Free Solo, that people could climb in a harness, no problem. Anything like that, not no problem, but expert climbers could do it. Like, I think people are mad that they find that more entertaining. But that's why I say star power. I don't think he's the greatest athlete in the world. I don't think it's like, oh man, one-on-one, he could beat the fucking Jorgen Kleimanson or whatever. I don't know who the best climber of all time is. Probably some Swedish guy who fucking doesn't wear shoes or something. Everybody has their little guy. And first off, you have to die to be the sickest climber.
Yeah, true. Or
you do have to die, and he's gonna die like Steve Irwin, Alex Honnold. He's gonna die like in an elevator on the way down.
Yeah, like a stingray to the heart. Dude, that Norm Macdonald clip, dude. To the Norm Macdonald. He's like, you got to be pissed you're the fucking crocodiles.
Yeah, you thought you were gonna get
like you got a pussy ass stingray. Dude. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. But I think Honnold's gonna die the exact same way, and I don't want to predict this guy. This is hopefully many years.
Atherosclerosis or some shit.
Or just like they're like chalk inhalation or something.
Yeah.
Like he's like, no, it'll be something like fucking he's like celebrating or something, and then like slips in an elevator and like lands wrong and collapsed lung type thing or something. Like just something spurgy, something weird, like something like that. But
kills his wife, murder suicide, like something like that. You never know.
How do you want to go climb? You want to go climbing today? You've been super cool lately.
I never forget just that documentary where his wife like slips up and he like seriously strains his back. I think I have that correct. I don't know, but
We
it's
would
like
all do the same.
it's so
Yeah.
funny because she's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
He's like straightens his
she
back.
has like
And,
6
like,
months of experience.
and then she's like, "What are you in such a fucking bad mood for like
Yeah.
the rest of the movie?" And he's like, "Well, you know, you were you
Yeah.
insisted to go on the climb with me." Like, and then she's like touching his pen collection. He's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, he's I mean, I wonder what his wardrobe looks like. Like, has he ever had to pay for clothes ever?
Dude, straight Patagon, dude.
Just
Yeah,
goons, note faces everywhere.
But you know, it's like the mafia. If he does one interview where he's not wearing the Patagonia,
Yeah.
like he gets a pinky chopped off.
Sure.
Yeah.
You
They're
should.
like, they take him out back and they're like,
Yeah.
are you fucking
That's his
kidding me?"
stabilizing toe.
Yeah.
It stabilizes in any.
Dude, imagine having
part.
a wardrobe full of Patagonia for free, dude.
Yeah.
That would not be the worst thing.
It'd be funny if there was a mobster that went up to Alex Honnold. It's like, look, there's a lot of money coming in on you climbing up this thing free solo.
Yeah.
What do you think about throwing the fight?
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
Losing? He's like,
Dying. Yeah.
yeah. What if you take a dive?
Mhm.
Well, I would die. Oh, you'd be a rich man, I tell you. I mean, look. Some of our guys at the Atlantic City Sports Book would really appreciate it if
Yeah.
you,
Over under.
you had a bad day up there or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Would be
Like the
funny.
Simpsons mobsters.
Yeah. Yeah. Fat Tony. Yeah.
Yeah.
Netflix should do another one. They should run it back in like a year and have him climb another building
Mhm.
and have him purposely fall. But there's
Yeah.
a net out of camera sight, and so everyone sees
Yeah.
the ball and they all freak out.
Yeah.
And then it's like, psych, dude, that'd be.
And then all of a
fucking
sudden they're like, let's cut to Elle Duncan. She's like, Alex, you fell. And he's like, yeah, it hurt.
hilarious. Yeah.
I almost died.
Damn.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
that's
Or if there was,
crazy.
like a big novelty where he fell, but into like a Mario cannon.
He should climb. Yeah,
And it just shot him back to the top of the building. Yeah, no, that's like, he just lands and he's like, woohoo! On the top of the building.
Yeah,
That would be super sick. Definitely.
Incredible.
And I think there's something to it though, because women don't understand it. They don't understand like, I'm gonna climb that. They just don't get it. Unless they're like those weird girls that do. There's like 3 weird girls that ever have understood like climbing things. Like if you ever meet like a weird spaz girl kid that climbed things, you're like, oh, there's one, huh? You know, like that's kind of interesting. It's kind of like
it's for the bros. It's definitely
it's gambling. No, it's gambling. Women
it
don't
is.
gamble. Women don't gamble. I
And
mean,
it's
they
like
do
a-
like
like
they
a
do.
mountain. It's like taunting you. It's like, you don't think you could fucking climb me,
Yeah,
dog? You
exactly.
know, and it's just sitting there taunting you. You know, it's
Well,
that's
it's
what
like
it
with
is.
women, like because women like gambling for women is shopping, right? When you're talking about gambling, like no, it is because what I mean is like they'll buy something they've never seen before, get it
Yeah.
ordered, and be like, first off, I hate returning things. My wife's always like, return it. I'm like, fuck, like
They
you know
love,
what I mean?
They
Like
love returning shit.
sending it back.
My
I'm
wife,
like,
my wife
oh,
loves. Dude, we have like outings where we return like
Oh.
UPS store and Kohl's will take and UPS will take your Amazon shit.
oh, I'd rather
Yeah.
climb free solo something like you know, and but like
Yeah.
they don't really understand like gambling where it's like it's not a sure thing. It's like that's why it's cool. And Alex Honnold climbs things because he can die.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why
Yeah.
he does it. If you said, Alex, you can never die, he'd quit.
Yeah. Don't die, Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. Dude,
Yeah.
Brian Johnson might go, Alex, that's not great for you.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
chalk inhalation, the dust from the
Yeah, he's like,
mountain.
I ran your blood scans and you have the shoes are made out of polyvinyl and it's leaching into your bones.
Your
and that's-
testicle, your loads will not be big in those shorts with the liner on them. And and
the
then
load
also
is tight. Yeah, tight.
yeah, the low, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, I just had 2 kids, Brian." And he's like, still, but
Yeah.
the and then then you have and then he's like, "Alex, I saw you eat a Cliff Bar, seed oils in there. So if you felt any kind of inflammation, he's like, actually, I feel fantastic right now. I'm probably in the best
Yeah.
shape of like anyone in the world." But
Their
yeah.
diet's actually pretty similar because he's like a vegetarian, bro, for sure.
is Honnold?
He is, yeah, yeah.
That'd be pretty sick because I would see. I think Honnold should try a like long-term climb because I think that should be next. Because like Netflix, like how many things can you climb? You know what I'm saying? Like after a while, like to where it's impressive, right? Like you know, it's kind of like Eddie Murphy's joke about Stevie Wonder. He's like, I'm not impressed by your music. If you want to impress me, take the wheel while I'm driving. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like this, like, after a while, even though it's impressive, I don't think everyone's going to tune in to see him. Oh, he's climbing the Empire State Building today. Oh, he's going to climb fucking, you know, whatever. I think after a while, he's going to have to do a mountain again. But, like, he should post up and, like, grill and then, like, live stream. And then they could fly in somebody, helicopter in a funny podcaster, us, and then or like Bert Kreischer, and he's like shirtless in the mountains.
Yeah,
you know, he's like, Alex, oh, like oh, Alex, it's so funny. Oh. And like you know, it would, and then Alex is back to work next. You know, the next, then Alex is back to work, and like you know, I think that would be the best way to do the next one.
Yeah. I'll allow that. I like that. Yeah.
I think that's a lot because I think a lot of climbers are probably like, I hate the fucking dog and pony show. This has become nope.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Skaters tried that already. And then a lot of them missed out and now they don't have teeth. A lot of them missed out on the MTV skate stuff. And now they don't
sell
have
out.
teeth.
You got to sell out.
You have to sell out.
Yeah.
No, and especially if it's like, look, people are going to like rock climbing for like 2 years max.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be the guy 4 years from now looking at my damn, you know, I'm not what I'm saying is you're not like an early UFC fighter, like like where like UFC 20 years from now is incredible. It's going to be like, no, people are going to be really into rock climbing for like 2 years. It's going to be sick. And then everyone's going to climb everything that's interesting, or at least, you know, to a degree, at least interesting enough to tune into. And then it's going to go back to like a fucking, you know, ASICS sponsored catalog thing or something. Like the ASICS shoes. Look at this.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's going to turn into. So Honnold, that's your next move is like long-term content, live streaming stuff, which for an autistic man's probably not fun for him because he's probably like, fuck, I gotta like talk to people and stuff. But I think he's gotten a little more, maybe he's doing like a heavy metal detox or something because he's like talking a little bit more.
Yeah, he is. He's talking.
Yeah. They said he like listens to tunes. Dude, they said he listens to tunes up there because they were like, Alex,
he listens to
Tool. I was just I thought it was either that or like that Ben Affleck accountant movie where he was listening to like dubstep.
Yeah,
that's
I can see that.
Thinking. Like music while climbing. I just want to see if there's any other big things. So you love mostly Tool. That works, I guess. I don't know. I've never been a massive Tool guy. Just between me and, you know, people love that band and I'm always scared to like say
I can see it'd be good for climbing. It'd be good for zoning out and climbing for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So mostly Tool. It's pretty much what he does. Mostly, you know, Snopes, mostly True, mostly Tool. So that shout out, that was great. Nobody was like, not nobody, but I was like, man, everybody should be watching this right now. Like it was so cool. Like it was I
was amped that you were into it. That was cool. Yeah.
I love the documentary. We covered it for Back Wall. I found it fantastic. I found it fascinating. I'm not like a climber. I'm not into it at all. But it's just like that's man conquering building. That's cool.
It
like
is.
that's it's like high tea, but it doesn't set off like the like testosterone alert to like a libtard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like because if Alex Honnold was eating like raw steak while doing it and then like red lighting his balls, they'd be like, oh, Alex Honnold is a fucking bitch. And his wife's into like climatology too, so I think that always plays in big time too. So but he's a star, but I was watching the latest Star Search. They're searching for stars. Britney Spears came up off I think Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, people like that came up off of Star Search. Dave Chappelle. A lot of people come from there. So it's not just like it's not, I was gonna say it's not like American Idol, but actually if you want a talk show now, you have to have been on American Idol. So they're balling out too. But the Star Search, I watched it, didn't see one star. I'm good at that. I'm like that works. Even if it's not for me, I'm like that's a hit. My dream is to be like an A&R guy where like you just listen, like the Rick Rubin thing is sick that he does that.
It is.
Where he's just like he's like, yeah, this is working.
Yeah.
This works. And they're like, what do you know? Everything. like Case Pollard, like, you know, Casey Pollard pattern recognition, you know, where you just it works or it doesn't. Like I've always wanted to be that guy, but my wife and I were watching that. First off, Anthony Anderson hosts it. Bombed the whole time. Like I was like, wow, dude, this guy This guy, I always thought he was like kind of funny as like a character actor back in the day. Kangaroo Jack, and I thought, well, for Blackish, it's not. I've never watched an episode of Blackish, but that's how he made a lot of money. But he was just up there bombing, and they did a comedy battle like for the comedy division. These were the two contestants.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you the better of the two contestants right now. The better one was the 70-year-old woman or 75-year-old woman comic, and all the pictures of her from like the 80s from like the Comedy Store and all of that, like with her little perm and everything. But she's like old now, and you're thinking like, man, the only reason anyone's going to laugh is because she's old. Like you're just thinking in your head, like if it hadn't worked for a long time, that means she waited for like a certain life thing to happen to her. And that way she could be situationally funny. So surely all of her jokes were about being old. And I'm thinking like, well, that's not a star because you're going to fucking die. So like, that's, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, what am I going to get 20 years max out of this? And then also maybe a Netflix movie where it's like her and like three grandmas robbing a store or something like, and like the store manager is like Adam Scott or something. Like, it's just something like that. It's like the most I'm going to get out of it. But these were her jokes. She said, I never had children, and well, I was gonna freeze my eggs, but they came out deviled.
All right,
that one kind of, I was like, okay, and then and I'm probably butchering her joke because she's a genius, of course. But then she was just saying like, oh man, like I took care of my parents to their later days. I didn't do a very good job because they're dead. And it was like, and everybody was like, ah. And then Chrissy Teigen's it's Chrissy Teigen, Jelly Roll, and Sarah Michelle Gellar as the three things. None of them are Simon Cowell. You need a Simon Cowell who goes, that was gay. That was gay, mate.
Yeah.
Like that. You need somebody to do that. But they loved all of them, but their scores did not reflect that. They were like, you are awesome. 2 stars. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, it was just ridiculous. And then so she was the funnier of the two. All right. The other guy was a fucking Filipino guy with a guitar. So my favorite kind of comedy personally. But he comes out and he sings songs about couples and the audio. It's an interactive comedy show. So he plays his guitar and he says a situation and the audience is to yell out who's right and who's wrong, the guy or the girl. Yeah. And you say he is or she is, which it sounds really stupidly muddled in the crowd anyway. So it doesn't like come out clear. So he'll be like, if I go to couples therapy and my card declines, who's in the wrong? I'm like, well, and they're like, he is. It's like, because he doesn't have money. Like it was just maybe Vegas at best for like 6 months. There's no way any of that's ever going to be anything beyond TikTok, like at all. It's terrible. It sucks. And the singers, awful. There was a Benson Boone, Middle Eastern Benson Boone knockoff, horrible. He sang like a Tate McRae song, bad. It was just in, and it was just really weird. It was like Baka Bazi ass like song. It was horrible. And then the other singer was a guy. Mind you, Jelly Roll's one of the judges. It's a guy with fucking face tattoos that sings kind of country like this, and then rapping at the same time. Yeah. So I'm like, well, I guess it's a star if you look like the judge.
Yeah.
like if I go out there and I look like Paula Abdul.
There's just something about you, man. I just fucking
Oh, Jelly Roll gets up and he's crying. And guess what? The guy struggled with addiction and used to be fat. That's what
there it is. Yeah.
And like Jelly Roll will be talking about this. He'll be like, yeah, man, like everything he going, now I used to be fat. And that shit was fire. And it's like, you're talking about the old lady comic. And he's just bringing up his weight loss more than like a woman would. Yeah. And he should have just worn his old jeans and just done the thing where the jeans spread out really wide, like in Weight Watchers. Yeah. And it was out of what I came from all of this was I was like, we have stars by default because we need them, but there are none. So like it's like, I want to say it's DEI, but it's like more than that because like, even if it's a white guy, a lot of times it's not even that good.
No, there's something. Yeah. My whole thing I kept noticing, especially through the 2010s and now
Yeah.
Everyone would like, it'd be like, this guy's the next Marvin Gaye. This guy's the next this.
Of course,
This
it
guy's
has
the
to be.
next that. And like even at a high level, like for example, like, and I'm not even hating here, but like Frank Ocean getting hyped up by like Jay-Z and Beyonce, where they're like, this is the guy, you know? And there's something about that music these days where it's just like someone comes out with like a classic debut album, and then like that's it. There's there's not going to be 10 more. It's like maybe there's one or two more.
Right.
And everyone's fucking collaborating and like doing all these singles with one another and stuff. And but there's no like careers anymore. The career is like the media thing. It's like the influencer thing. They become influencers, you know, rather than like dedicating to your craft and like, I'm gonna come out with like 20 albums in the next 30 years. And like, you know, some of them might flop, but some of them are going to be literally genre defining classics.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore, which is weird because you'd think that with there not being as much, you know, like label influence and stuff, but the exact opposite has happened. So it's something I've thought about for like decades now. Like what, you know, where, because people would be like, this guy's, especially with singers, dude, it's like, this guy's the next this. And, and then after a certain point, I'd get to a point where I'd be like, I'm never going to hear about that guy again. You know, like literally, I'm just like, I don't even know. First of all, no, he's not. And second of all, I'm never going to hear about this again, you know?
Yeah.
Or like, even like SZA, like, I'm not even saying that's like a bad, I'm not even like blaming the artist, but I'm like, what is she tight or not? You know, it's just, everything's just so fucking disappointing now. Sorry to be all like boomer about it, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's just, it seems like a malaise across our whole culture. I don't blame the artist. Like, I really don't. I don't blame like SZA or whatever, you know, but it's,
I do.
It's just fucking weird. It's weird what's happening now. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's I do blame the artist to a degree, because at the end of the day, like, there's pop artists, right? Like, there's pop artists and there's artists that are, and I think I pro pop music. I think we need strong pop music. I think we need page turning novels. I think we need novels that are meant to be bought, read, and then on to the next one. We're meant to do that. I've been watching a lot of 90s thrillers, just 90s thrillers that I don't know how much money they made. I don't know how, you know, if they made just maybe slightly $1 million over budget or something, or even lost a little money, it was like, hey, that was a good weekend at the movies. What are we going to go see next week? Kind of thing. Like, now it's like everybody holds on to these movies like precious resources and then makes them out to be something that they're not, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But I think you need like a functional pop industry, like, despite, because there's always these people that go like, well, pop music's always been no, it hasn't. It hasn't. Like I'm sorry, like, everyone shits on like Madonna, but like Madonna was killing shit in the 80s. Like, it was just like, it was like all the time. And it's still like, I was in a store the other day and like Holiday came on and I was like, this is sick. I was like, this is really good. Like, I'm not going to say this about a fucking Benson Boone song in 20 years. I'm not going to say
that's the thing. It's like, what the fuck is happening, dude?
Really, 40 years if we're talking Madonna. 40 years, that song.
And I get the whole, like, people are always so quick to point out the filter effect, right?
Yeah.
And they say like, oh, you're saying that because, you know, just wait, you know, the stuff will filter through and the shining example stuff. And I'm like, no, I get that. Also, I'm skeptical of that explaining the whole phenomenon. You know, I really am. I don't know, man. It's even like one hit wonders were better 30, 40 years ago than they are now. You know, it's very,
without
Boone,
question.
Dude.
No, and I don't even, to be honest, Benson Boone's like a bad example. Like, it's really like anybody that's out right now where you're like, I haven't really heard anything that was like wowed me lately. Like, just like, and it doesn't have to wow me, but it has to like, boom, what's that? Ooh, what's that? You know, like, just something like that. Even like, again, it's fine. These things it's fine. Not everything needs to be a timeless classic. That's not the sign of a functioning industry. The sign of a functioning industry is there's pockets of timeless stuff, but then in an industry that's really popular. Like, you look at the 70s, right? The bands that we uplift from the 70s, you know, of course, there's times where the middle of the Venn diagram is full, like Dark Side of the Moon or something like that, where it's sold and it was considered a classic. It kind of satisfied everything. But a lot of times, like, one of the biggest bands of the 70s is 10cc, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even saying they're bad. I just mean, like, nobody wears those shirts. People aren't wearing the shirt. Yeah, people aren't wearing the shirts. People aren't like, it's that like that was for the time. Or like, they write him off now because of his politics. Ted Nugent was massive in the 70s, like, and got shred. It was great, but like it was a lot of the stuff that we see in like the t-shirtification culture now. Like we tend to think that was the biggest thing. Like, no, there was a functioning pop industry in the 70s of stuff that like might even be kind of embarrassing now, but you can still hear the craftsmanship in it. The like wanting to create a good song, also wanting to make money kind of thing. Like it's like, they probably had the same mentality, but it's just they went out and found the right artists. Like I feel like right now they find the wrong artists. They look at metrics graphs and go, this person's popping on fucking TikTok. Let's get them in and make a single out of them. Which again, they did these types of experiments in the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s, but it wasn't the like way to go. It was kind of like this is a star. I'm going to make sure this is a thing. Like Madonna, you have Nile Rodgers going like, that's my ticket to make billions and billions of dollars, right? Like that's like I can't. You have somebody who's been making great music forever and ever and ever and ever, but then they go, that's like I can make that into a mega star, and it's and there's a reason why like everything's so deep fried nowadays. Like everything is so referential. Everything is it's just we've we've washed out all of this stuff. Where if we had a really good pop industry, people wouldn't constantly be looking for throwbacks. Like they wouldn't. Like people, like we wouldn't need YouTube reaction channels where people hear shit. Like, we wouldn't need that anymore.
I wonder if like I think we will be correct in that. I don't know. We'll look back and
maybe I hope I'm wrong, actually.
Just think about it. I mean, I don't know. It's I'm trying to. Because like my wife has younger brothers who I like a lot, and very cool and stuff, and very into music and stuff. And I don't know, I'm just kind of like, is you ostensibly hip, right? For and younger Zoomer type, and I'm just listening. I'm just like, what is like what and it's like because I'm like a music theory guy, and I'm like I'm not saying everything needs to be some crazy theory shit to be cool. Not at all. I'm the opposite of that. But your ears perk up when you hear something you haven't heard before, or you're like, oh shit. And I'm like, where is that, dude? It's like I think we're getting stupider, dude. We're literally
getting vibier too. We're getting very vibey, which is really annoying. Where like whenever you hear something is like a fucking chill vibe or something, okay, that means it's a whispering girl with cat ear headphones on a fucking drowned out, like muffled 808 song.
Well, and the thing there's something. Okay, look at like Miles Davis went from hard bop with Herbie Hancock and Tony Williams in the 60s, arguably the most musically complex jazz ever created, at least in that tier, especially for the popularity that it had. There's other stuff that was 50 people listened to, that no one cared about, but and then his 70s was like, one note vamps, one chord vamps. He went away from complexity into more pop rock sound, but fucking destroyed it, and like made it sick. So it's cool when someone goes from that direction. But then when people try and like latch onto that, be like, I want to be like that. But or same thing with like hip hop with like with like DJ Mustard or Dilla, where they're like, oh, this guy made simple beats sound cool. Now we're going to chase the simple thing. But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. You can't like, it has to be organic. You can't artificially manufacture like simplicity, because then it loses, then it's just stupid, simple music, and it's not like catchy, and it's not like memorable, and it's not, so I'm not saying everything has to be super tonal, like tonally complex or, crazy, like dissonant harmony or whatever, but there is something there where it's like you like, and there is a lot of complex music that is pretentious and lame, and you could tell like the person making it is just trying to like jerk themselves off and stuff, which is another problem. But you can't always be lazy with this shit, it does take fucking work to do, and that's the thing. And it's like, it's you know, I
A
think
a big thing was like Lil Nas X was a good example of that, where he was always meant to be a one-hit wonder. You can tell, and that's also not a thing. You notice there's not really one-hit wonders anymore. Like you kind of are, because of social media presence, because of like how easy it is to kind of like really astroturf somebody like into discourse. Like it's really easy to do that right now. Lil Nas X should have had Old Town Road, and that's it. Should have been Cotton Eye Joe. Like that should have been the Cotton Eye Joe song. Like of the time. It's over. I don't even have strong feelings about that song one way or another, but that should have been it. But then now they're like, I'm twerking on Satan now.
Yeah.
I'm twerking on Satan and I'm gay. And then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the music sucks. Like it's bad. You can tell we should have done away with that, because when you had smart producers and musical minds and A&Rs, which everybody has hated on, like the A&R, which is not right in my opinion. Like I get it. Like the artist should have some kind of disdain for the A&R, but fans should not, in my opinion. Fans, especially rap fans, have been like, oh, because they'll hear a song like my A&R, he's a fucking Bob Gefeldstein. I hate my A&R, and like just shit like that. And they're supposed to be like, yeah, fuck the big label stuff. It's like, okay, no. Phil Spector, right?
Yeah.
Phil Spector. If anybody who actually hated Phil Spector for like his role in music, I know he obviously had a little whoopsie daisy later, but like he, like for anybody who says like, no, he was so important as all of those things, as looking at the Ronettes and going, that's great, because it is great. Right? Like that. There's a reason people are listening to Be My Little Baby. There's a reason people are listening to that. There's a reason his Christmas album still goes nuts. Phil Spector Christmas album. And like there, and then what does he do in the 60s?
Phil Spectrum, dude.
Phil Spectrum. I love that's Alex Honnold. Dude, Phil Spectrum. Dude, we need a Phil Spectrum, by the way.
We do, dude.
Like no joke. We need, like, the next guy has to be a Phil Spectrum. Like he has to be like autistic to the point of ignoring everything else except what sounds good.
Well, dude, and
like,
everyone's trying to psyop me. Sorry to cut you. I wanted you to finish your point, but everyone's trying to psyop me into Billie Eilish and her brother is this genius producer.
I know.
And I'm listening like, this is the gayest beats I've ever fucking heard. Like,
also the
sounds
incest rumor, like, there's always that like incest rumor with them, but their music sounds like the most neutered, castrated dog fucking music of all time. It's like, wait, that doesn't work. Like, you guys need to be making like fucking gross like sex music for me to care about that. And they're like, me and my brother are watching Stranger Things, like and I'm wearing my Pikachu shorts, like it's just that's not entertaining, because the music is SSRIs haven't kicked in.
And what's crazy, dude, okay, before I even know who Billie Eilish, when she was just starting to pop, even before like she was super popular or whatever, but she had done all these all those like radio station YouTube channels that have like those live here Billie Eilish sing live, or like this band will play live in studio and they put it out on YouTube, so she did one of those, and I was like, damn, she could fucking sing, dude. Like straight up, like I haven't heard her sing like that since that fucking YouTube video. Like all her singles are like not even
they're bad,
that good, dude. And I'm like, I know you can sing. That's the thing. It's like, I don't know, man. It's crazy. People are not putting out their best, man. I know we're just like fucking boomer.
No, it's true though. And first off, if you're somebody who disagrees, right? If you're an artist that disagrees, you're supposed to listen to us and go, no, I can show you this. I can
show me.
That.
Yeah,
no one
show
ever
us.
Does. No, everyone tried to make Geese, the band Geese.
Oh
thing.
my
Sucks.
fucking god,
awful,
dude.
Awful. Yeah, it just
like the Chapo Trap House of music, dude.
It is. But the thing is they found the Geese found a time to where they're like, people are really missing this kind of music, and then they made it, which I heard their Staying Alive cover wanted to blow my brains out. Truly, the opposite of what that's about. Staying Alive, I wanted to die instead of stay alive after listening to that.
That doesn't need. I don't. It's so contrived. I don't get I don't get why that song needs to be covered in that way. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I don't know.
Dude, I'm barefoot on hardwood floor in my piano and I'm playing fucking Bee Gees, dude. That's the irony of it all.
And it's like up tempo. It's fucking weird, dude.
It sucks. And your name's Geese. Bad band name. It sounds like just a bad band name. It's like it's not 1992. Stop trying to do that. Like it's that like, and then like our album cover is like 2 gooses on it, the goose and on it, or something. It's just like it doesn't work, right? And so but when I was talking about with Phil Spector,
Yes.
he dude, what does he do after the pop? After that pop, he goes, Beatles.
Yeah.
Give me all the Beatles. They don't even like each other, and I want each of them solo.
Yeah.
And put their stuff out. He was on to the next. He was not dwelling on something where it was like, ooh, how can I deep fry this and then keep this going for another few years and then make sure everybody's talking about it on social media, because that means it's good if that's the case. Like where like all engagement is good, kind of. It's like, no, people have to actually like something for it to be good. Like it's not that. So that's anyways. The next up, before we get to movies, Super Feast, guys, go to superfeast.com, promo code RC now at checkout for 10% off your order. They have some fun February stuff coming up. Like I said, February, it's a month of love. It's a month of love, and they're gonna put some love stuff on sale, it sounds like, over there. You know what I'm saying? Dude. I don't want to say anything like get your antler on. If you're sitting here and you'd be like, wow, that music talk, I can't get a boner because music isn't sexual anymore. Super Feast. Promo code RC now, 10%.
We're saving marriages at this point. I think it's fair to say.
I think so.
Not that they needed saving. I think our bros had it locked down.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're fortifying them. You could say
that. And it's so much more classy than like going
welcome.
like you're like, my wife is, like say like you're with your wife and you're just like, man, I want to put it down on her tonight. Let me get this Rhino pill from the gas station. If she sees that package in the car, it's like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, but if she sees beautiful Super Feast packaging, and you take it,
and she could ask me like, hey, what's that? And be like, don't even worry about it. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, oh, okay. And like, doesn't even need to know.
Or you can say it's like, no, this is like, I think the simple aspect of like brewing water for your sex potion is like way better than like, you could say like, you'd be like, look, like, I really like,
well, I know is the irony. You brought up gas station pill. That is, I wanted to write about this, how like, it is ironic that many people's first introduction to ancient Chinese herbs, which are 100% legit and incredible, as we have all learned, is like horny goat weed at a 7-Eleven, dude, which is like, funny because that shit does work and it is a good herb. Like it is. Yeah.
Well, also their first for yerba mate. I mean, their first introduction to yerba mate is often a 7-Eleven fucking can of it.
I'll just do road trip. I'll crush those, dude, all day. 7-Eleven mates,
some Aaron mates.
Yeah, dude, that shit. You drink like 2 of those on like a 6-hour drive. You're humming, dude. You are like,
you're humming.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys, it's on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. Just go ahead and get that QR code right there. Take your phone to the computer, go and get that RC now at checkout for 10% off. Now, 2 more things I want to talk about here, both drastically different, but also kind of not. Sinners got 16. I
had a feeling we'd be talking about this again when we did the episode.
So we did an episode on Filthy Armenian Adventures on his Patreon, talking about the blues and Sinners and stuff. And it was very, very good conversation. That movie, I'll tell you, I'll never forget that movie. I will say that much. I will never forget Sinners. It is bad. I mean, it's like not a good movie, and people are so scared to say that, which is definitely the sign that the movie industry is doing really well, is when someone's scared to say something's bad. For the backlash of like fucking leftist letterbox people, like getting on their case about it. Now, admittedly, not a great year for movies. So we're also talking about an era there. I thought Marty Supreme was better than anything on the damn Oscar list. First of all, I didn't see everything, but Marty Supreme should not be winning Best Picture in any good year of movies either. So it's kind of this kind of like I just say on that list, if you ask me to pick, I'm picking that, but I'm like, wow, this list is gay. Like on here, this is not a good list. It's like
not a good year.
Down
year. It's a down year.
But we're in a down decade. It's if we can have a down year for once in a while. But the problem with this is right. The problem with this is like the Sinners thing. We talked about the music. Like, okay, I understand we want new modern pop music and the thing for that. how many blues fans were created because of Sinners? I don't think anybody listened to the blues after that.
No one has the attention span for that. They forgot about it 5 minutes after the movie, 5 days after the movie.
Which is funny because those blues songs are really repetitive. You would think it would.
No, well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, yes, you're right. That's a great point. But globally, it's just, I feel okay. Like, I feel I didn't hate it as much as you two did.
I hate it.
It's not good. It's not like incredible. Especially the first third wrote me in. I was like, oh, this is where's this going? Like with the backstory of like when they're like hiding the drugs in the old car in the forest, and they're like on the side of the road. I'm like, this is kind of tight. That never came up again, by the way.
No.
Yeah. So again, the most nominated film in Academy Award history. So ostensibly, arguably, by that metric, one of the greatest movies of all time is what they're saying. Right?
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, it is just not that. It's not that. And of course, there's the whole. I just saw so many midwit takes on this. So many midwit takes, and I feel funny. Okay, you and me, and Filthy, for what it's worth, are like. We are, especially growing up, we're autistic about Black culture, and we're into you and I were like fucking hip hop super stands for like 10 years, still are, but
not even like real hip hop either. Like I liked all the trashy stuff too.
Yes, and so it's so of course, number one critique, any critique you have of it, oh, you're racist. It's like,
oh,
okay,
you're white,
like,
shut up, it's not for you.
Yeah, it's like, all right, like James Brown changed my life at 13 years old, but go ahead and tell me, it's like. Yeah, and it's very, stuff like that.
He changed your life.
Yeah, he assaulted
for the
me.
worst. For the worst. Yeah, if you haven't gotten over it. Yeah.
but you know what I mean? It's just so. I mean, again, okay, all right. So already the conversation's over. I just don't think Coogler's that tight, dude. Like I literally don't.
He is not.
He's like he's Jordan Peele, dude. He's like, and I remember. I remember with
worse. He might be worse.
He might be worse. And when I saw Get Out. I saw Get Out like a year and a half after the hype, and I heard people, like friends and family members being like, "It is so deep, it is so crazy, it is so." And then I watched it, and I was like, "Okay, that's it." And okay, let me sum up my whole thing with Sinners and these types of movies, Get Out, all that stuff, in one sentence, in one phrase. You ready?
What's that?
No, I get it. That's it.
Yeah.
We get it. We get what these movies are about. Like we understand. People are like, no, it went over your head, dude. It went over your head. And it's like, it didn't go over our heads. Like we know what it's about. Unless someone could explain some crazy thing that I missed. But
no,
I don't think. And also, like, people are hyping it up. They're doing this whole like, it's like a Black culture film, and how dare you critique it? Name me 3 blues songs. Yeah. Like, tell me if you're so interested in that. I'm not trying to be like a gotcha or something, but come on, like, can you name a fucking blues song? Because if you can't, like, are you into culture or not?
That's what I mean. It should have been a springboard for you to be like, wow, I love Buddy Guy, I love Muddy Water. Like you should have been
Wolf.
like diving into that. Yeah, you should have been doing all of those things. Like, but then also, here's the thing with the
it's like, is Coogler into the blues? I'm not even sure. No, I'm not even sure he is.
There is this thing, and nobody wants to, say it because it's racist if you say it. But there are amongst some, let's say, marginalized communities, because I'm going to name a couple here, not just Black people. Like Black people to the blues are like women to the WNBA. They don't watch it and they don't listen to it. So like people who listen to the blues right now, the average blues fan right now,
autistic, nerdy white guy
is a white geometry teacher at high school. Like that's who listens to it. That's the fan right now. But in Black people, they go, but that's our culture. So it's like, okay, fine, that's fine, whatever. But you don't actively consume it. You don't even like the offshoots of it, the rock of it. Like you don't even like, it's like none of that stuff, it seems to interest you whatsoever. In the same way that women could be like, well, women athletes need to be paid just as much as male athletes. Okay, watch the WNBA. Oh, well, men need to watch it. No, if this was that serious to you, you would leave your fucking computer. You would leave your TV on WNBA all day. Like WNBA, you would leave it. You would
remember
try to get the ratings
Rose. bros started to watch it, and that was problematic. Remember that? Yeah,
Because
it
the
was like,
gambling,
no, you're watching it wrong.
Yeah.
You're watching
well, they
it
didn't
wrong.
want degeneracy into their sports, but they don't realize degeneracy is needed in their sports.
Yes.
That's a big problem with all of all of this stuff. Like you know, you
remember
think
Dave
about,
Portnoy talking about like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and like they hated that, dude. They
don't like it. They don't want, you know, you're like the minute when you have to talk about something with kid gloves, like you've kind of stunted its impact, right? In terms of like cultural impact, is like where you have to go like, no, it was really cool that Michael B. Jordan played the same guy split in half. Like,
can we talk about? Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Again, most nominated film in Academy Award history, and it's got Michael B. Jordan playing like Mario and Luigi with like color coded uniforms.
Yeah,
dude. It's like, are you fucking?
Well, what's funny is that one of them dies. One character dies in the movie, but that's also a horrible choice in casting because you don't care.
You don't
because
care.
Because if let's say
there's two of them
of the same, you're watching the same guy cry. It's like wait, no. If you're gonna kill one of them, you have to have like Lakeith Stanfield playing one brother, which they had the money to do all of this, by the way. Like Lakeith Stanfield and like Michael B. Jordan, one of them dies, the other one's really sad, and you're like, okay, I was a little invested in that. Like that, maybe I wasn't, but like to an average moviegoer, I could see that being a kind of thing. And then there's also this idea that like, you know, whenever Josh Allen loses in the playoffs, oh, his wife was getting fucked all in that movie. Nope, she was on top of him in a dress, fucking bouncing with blood on her mouth twice in the movie. Zero sex. So two things.
It's a Zoomer. It's a Zoomer movie. Yeah.
Two things I love about the blues, the degenerate blues drug era, is woman on top sex and pussy eating. That's what they were for sure doing. A lot of that. They were asking for enthusiastic consent. Like it was a lot of stuff. It's like, you know, it was just one of those movies that, for one, like it was not an effective period piece. It was, you had Cardi B ass like songs halfway through because it was meant to show you the trajectory of Black culture. Because the average viewer is too stupid to know that, by the way,
and
that
it wasn't.
Blues influenced all this other stuff.
It's fair, and it's I know that the scene that everyone soy faces over the most, the hip hop funkadelic scene, pissed me off the most because it was
it takes you completely out of it.
So corny.
Not whatever was invested in that movie, and in that movie you had
Sorry, the premise that that white cultures are culture vultures for for Black music and stuff. I'm not even against that premise as a premise. It's like, but
I'm a vulture.
It's got to be fucking handled in a more convincing, artistic way. And as far as like, okay, like take like something like, I watched Sinners, and so my wife and I watched Sinners in theaters. Maybe that's why I liked it a little more, is because I don't go to theaters, and that was like the first and last time we've been in the theaters in years. So it was cool. It was a nice little experience. Years ago, about a decade or a half ago or whatever it was, I saw 12 Years a Slave in theaters. I like that movie. That's a good movie. It's got real acting in it. It's got like literally like emotional, convincing acting, right? It's the same kind of genre, right? Where it's it's like a Black culture film, right? Good story, compelling, you're like invested in it, right? That's a good film. That won Best Picture. Maybe people were mad about it then, I don't know. The budget for that film, I looked it up, it was like 20 million, and it made a bunch of money, obviously, so that's tight. Sinner's budget was like fucking like 200 million.
He got a Marvel movie. He had like a Marvel movie budget.
Yeah, but, it's a Marvel. So I'm like, so people are like, again, they pull the race card. They do this. Oh, you just don't like any of these movies. It's like, well, no. I mean, it's like, it's just a bad movie. And maybe there are people that don't like it for those reasons, and it's, I don't know. It's
they should have had, and I'm not even saying this guy's some amazing artist, but like you had the opportunity to make some original music with like Gary Clark. Like you could have Lion King'd this thing, dude. Like you could have, like, can you feel the love?
The music was so disappointing.
It's really bad. Like, because I mean, like that would have been enough to keep me there if it was good music.
And I'm not saying this wasn't the intention of the film, but if you are trying to capture the autistic white boy blues fan, which I am, you failed at that task, because it was like instantly. Because the thing about blues is, this is the ironic part, is that I'm the one saying this. Blues is a feeling, And
Right.
if something's off, if there's one thing off
Yeah.
sonically in the blue, you're like, nope, your ears just like rejects it, right?
Mhm.
As a blues fan, right? And it's off. It's off in the film. You know, it's just not. It's just not. It's not it, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen to like okay. Listen to like Howlin' Wolf, Smokestack Lightning, and then watch
Mhm.
that film, and you'll be like,
Right.
oh, what the fuck, dude? Like, this is the most neuter. Again, this is the malaise of the current. Everything's just neutered and weird and fucking,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it fell into every pitfall. And the
Yeah, dude.
story's not that good. It's blatant rip off of From Dusk Till Dawn. It's just like it's just not. It's again
The
you can
KKK the KKK thing at the end.
yeah at the end because
yeah,
you have to end it that way or else people
Uh-huh.
think you weren't clear in what you were trying to say. Which I don't know what it was trying to say other than what we all know it's trying to say, but it's just kind of like I don't know, it's just dumb. I see people scared to speak up on it. It's not my thing to speak on. No, it's a movie that came out, you're allowed to speak on it. It's not some fucking like it's not some like you have no idea. No, I sat down, paid money for a ticket and watched it in the theaters. I will talk about it in like every other movie. If you're going to award it nominations for best picture, I think I have the ability to go, I don't think so. And the also too with that is if Sinners sweeps the Oscars, which I don't think it will, but it definitely is a year where it could. Like if it sweeps or gets a lot of Oscars, I don't want to hear about racism ever again. I just don't just that's the trade-off. If you can't call anything literally Hitler, because Hitler's Oscars wouldn't have gone that way. And like it wouldn't be like, damn, this fucking Sammy Davis Jr. ass movie is fucking going crazy on the, I don't know. It's
very
timeline. Yeah,
it's just funny watching. It's funny where we're at because we did watch Crossroads, the 80s blues movie.
Sick movie.
Isn't it funny? It's just funny how the tenor and the timbre of all these discussions is so, because that movie didn't shy away from like the hard discussions about blues and stealing music and white and black and stuff, but it just felt so much more like productive and lighthearted and again, it's like it's okay. This is the thing about like the Kendrick Lamar era and the Ryan Coogler Sinners era and stuff is we're in this weird part where like, and I've talked about this at least 5 times, 10 times on the podcast
Right.
we have, where when we grew up as like corny white hip hop teenage fans,
Right.
and I'm not saying hip hop wasn't popular growing up, but you were kind of like a dork if you did that, right? Or I'm not, it was kind of like not
the average girl didn't listen to rap.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was very, and then sometime in the 2010s, like all the, I've heard them described as like notebook girls, like the girls in class that would like take, that straight A students that would like take notes and like, wouldn't let you copy off their test and stuff like that. Like
hand raiser. Yeah.
They Hermione's. Yeah. Hermione Granger. Yeah.
Lisa Simpson.
Yes. They all started listening to hip hop and then NPR Tiny Desk, whatever that was, whatever that push was. And so I think like, and I honestly, I don't know that. And I don't even think this is controversial to say, like black creators, musicians, filmmakers and stuff, they're in this weird thing where they have to make art that reflects their experience and is like part of the black zeitgeist or whatever. And it ostensibly has to be culturally, has to be like commercially successful, so where you can make millions of dollars off of it. But also you have to denounce that it's popular and that people get it and that it's like, that it's not midwit and that it's not this, you know what I mean? It's kind of this weird needle to thread. Whereas before, like that wasn't as big. People would just put stuff out and, and let the cards fall where they may.
Yeah. You made your art. And this is what happens. You know?
And with now, and okay, look with Jordan Peele Get Out. I was thinking about this when we were, because I knew we were going to talk about Sinners. With Jordan Peele Get Out, especially the setup of that movie. Remember the joke in that movie? The dad is like, that everyone talks about. It's like, I would vote for Obama a third time if I could.
Right.
You know? And that was supposed to be a joke, but the actor didn't know it was a joke. He thought it was like an earnest line, which is like kind of a meta. It's like a meta moment. It's a meta joke.
Sure. That's more interesting than the movie.
It is. And well, it got me thinking. And it's like Jordan Peele is like trying to do this like big brain thing of like the whole thing of that movie is like, even you white liberals, you're not doing enough and you don't get it. And I'm like, and you know, obviously that's not for me, that line or whatever, like whatever.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is like, okay, like I want to be, you know, I'm not like some like crazy like race science right winger guy. I've never been that guy and never will be.
Right.
You
No,
know,
me neither,
I'm like
yeah.
I want to, you know, I think we can all get along and have fun and stuff. But it's like at that point, like what ecosystem are you playing into? Like you're just like shaming white liberals and they're taking the beating. Like I'm just not into that. And it's
white liberals
just
do
kind of
have a masochism complex, though.
they do. No, that's what I'm saying. And it's like this perfect ecosystem where like not again a percentage of black creators, not all of them by any means, but a percentage play into this, like the Kendrick Lamar and word on stage thing. And it's just so like I have that's just not fun to me at all. And it's not interesting. And like as a white liberal, like aren't you gonna say like what is anything we do good enough? You know, it's very by the way, Jordan Peele is like he's biracial, he's half white, half black. You know, that's the other thing that's kind of very it's just very funny, man. I don't know. It's like I think it's just the 2010ification of everything, and it's so corny and like so much worse than the 70s and 80s and when there was arguably more racism back then. You know,
I mean, I would say not arguably there was.
It's just fun. I don't know, man. It's like you know, imagine if DMX was in the 2010s and he had to like thread this needle. Not that saying he ever would or would ever take that bargain, but there wouldn't be DMX. Right? You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Am I spurging out too hard?
No,
I don't know. I just feel like
it makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
I just feel like I don't know. Like I don't the whole Get Out thing of like you're not doing enough and you'll never understand and you never will and like nothing you do is good enough. So like I'm like okay, I'm out. I'm out on that bargain. You know, I'm just kind of like I support the art.
No, your terms are. You say your terms are acceptable, is what you say.
Yeah, kind of. It's one of those. Yeah, you know. So I don't know. It's just interesting, man. I don't.
I don't understand. I clearly don't understand. I clearly don't understand. You're right.
And it's if the art was better, I would question myself more. I would be like, am I wrong? But the art isn't better than it was in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. It's worse.
Literally even the 2000, like low res. Hans and I have done certified hood classic movies, and they're all better than this. Baby Boy, all these ones that people consider like
Mac Dre in the 2000s or early 2000s.
They're all better than all this stuff. Like it's all better, and it's because they didn't care about pleasing a white liberal in the audience. These were movies that they were like, yo, like black people are gonna watch this. It's gonna be tight. And like, you know, like you just didn't care about that. So then, but the only way to please a white liberal person is to tell them they're not doing enough, because then that gives them this idea of be like, well, need to watch more CNN. Well,
it's the
need to donate.
Ecosystem. It's the ecosystem.
Yeah. Need to watch. Need to donate more money to whatever. Need to go do this. Need to cancel my neighbor. Need to do all of that. Like that's
the funny thing is,
and this, but we shouldn't award that. We shouldn't award that the way looking out the way the entire ecosystem of the world works. Somebody makes a movie that does the exact same thing as your boring ass fucking neighbor does. Like, wow, yeah, I would love to reward that with like Oscars and praise for something like, I'm sorry, there's just nothing that cool in that movie. Delroy Lindo, the older black guy in that movie, is cool because he's a good actor, and he's been in movies that are not. Like, I mean, Crooklyn. These are good movies made by black people and stuff. Yeah. Great actor. Millions of Cider House Rules, like great movies. Yeah. And there are people who are like, he should win an Oscar because he was good in those movies.
I know. Yeah.
They're like, because it's like a what is it? The like a delayed like lifetime achievement award for him. Yeah. And I'm like, so that's all we're doing in that. But you can also see in that movie that he's 10 times better than everybody around him. By the way, like you can see, like, you're like, oh, this is the old guard. That's why it's better. And you're kind of like, wait, we should have advanced beyond him. We should have been better than him. I don't think silent movie actors are better than fucking people 20 years after them. I think actors in the 70s are better than a lot of actors in the 50s. I bet a lot of these 90s, even in the 90s, we got some actors that were a little bit better than people in the 70s. Not always. It got a little muddy there. Yeah. But we are objectively worse now.
I bet a lot of these creators artists and actors subconsciously feel that way, and they kind of know it,
Of course.
subconsciously or consciously. And so there's this kind of like, call it what you will, call it what's it called, the imposter syndrome or whatever,
Yep.
and where it's then you have to like come up with all these other convoluted messages to again, like look at like 12 Years a Slave, which is a movie with a legit message of like, yo, this was fucked up back then. Like this slice of time was fucked up for our people. There's obviously clearly a pure message, which was, 100%. It had real acting in it, and it had like real drama and real like, actual. This film didn't have real acting in it, and I'm not like a big cinephile or whatever, but it's like, and people got mad at calling it for like a popcorn movie. That's kind of what it was. It literally was a popcorn.
That's what
movie.
I mean. But even then, I think it failed as that.
Yeah.
Even then, like, because when I was talking about these thrillers, like from the '90s, thrillers from the 2000s, is Sinners better than Swim Fan?
I don't know. I think it's like maybe the same. I don't know. It's like,
you sure?
Yeah.
How many awards did Swim Fan get awarded?
Didn't it sweep?
None.
No,
it's fucking, it swept the fucking Razzies probably.
Straight
I
to
love
DVD,
that movie,
dude.
but I just mean like the average. Like I could point to so many movies that like probably have the same dramatic effect as Sinners.
I see, for sure.
Like it just, but are not in any way spoken of as an award-driven movie. Last thing I want to talk about here. You might be right about this whole ICE thing.
Oh, the latest one? Yeah.
No, just not even like the latest one, because I think we've you and I both agree that it's not worth getting into the minutia and like the Gene Steratore ass, like, Gene, what do you think happened here? Like, it's not really.
Did he survive?
Yeah, we're not really worth the survive the catch. We're not worth a football move. Football move. Did the ICE agent do?
It is funny that it's NFL playoffs at the same time that we're debating like frame by frame of like multiple
Dean Blandsplaining by Dean Blandino. What I mean is like that's not what I mean, but you brought up a thing when we were because everybody's talking about this nurse that got shot. Like to me, I'm just like, that's kind of like not that important to me, and not so much not important, but just more so like, okay, that we're talking about like a huge like statewide, like a state civil war within a state right now that's happening. And it's just kind of like the fact that one thing happened isn't really indicative of like what's happening. But what you were saying about, people keep forgetting, like, this is, I think, you look at the video, you see that it takes place in front of the fucking Somali fraud centers, which is real. That's like as much
you
as
pointed that out, I didn't see
as crazy, much as I hated Eddington, like that was like kind of that, you know what I mean? like it was kind of like,
and the Amy Winehouse donut shop too.
The Amy Winehouse donut shop and the Somali learning. I mean, that's an ecosystem right there. The Betty Page haircut.
What is it? Glam donuts or something?
The Betty Page glasses, slightly overweight women. The Betty Page bangs woman, like, that works at like the bakery and stuff. Like that type of place. All of that stuff happened. But I think you might be right in a sense, because you're like, okay, this is about Somali fraud, right? Like, for the most part, like it's about more than that. It's about Trump derangement syndrome. It's about many things. It's about George Floyd still. I think there's residual from that. I think there's all, like, a lot of this stuff happened, but these actual events stem from ICE going in there and sweeping out like Somali fraud stuff. Now, that being said, I think you pointed it out to me, and I'd love to, maybe I'm wrong here, but like, not a lot of these Somalis are quote unquote here illegally.
Yeah. So I think if I could I do, again, not to pat myself on the back, I feel since the Renee Good thing, this latest one, I've kind of been maybe vindicated in my takes a little bit, and I'm not on Twitter, so no one's like attacking me personally, so I don't, but I do see these proxies of people that are saying kind of what I believe, and I see just people attacking them viciously, in terms of the based people, the people that the plan trusters and everything like that. And I think it's kind of, man, I got definitely got a lot of thoughts on this. My main thing, so you can always find examples of an undocumented citizen in any state, including Minnesota, who is guilty of doing crazy crimes like raping a kid or
Yeah, it's some bad.
or like domestic assault or armed robbery or anything. That's for sure. Those people need to get out, and that's and I think largely, I think the liberals protesting this largely need to understand that if you ask many of them, not all of them, maybe most of them, one-on-one, like if you hold up a flag, here's a guy who did this to a 14-year-old girl and like raped her. Oh, and he's also here. He's an undocumented. He's using the stolen social security card. Should this guy be in the country or not? Or should he go to prison or get booted out? Most of them would admit they'd be like, yeah, that guy's got to go, So the good faith ICE take is that those guys are going after people like that. I'm not willing to give them the full good faith on that. I do agree that liberals should stop protesting for deporting illegal criminals, being us, people that commit hardcore, legit crimes, right? With the Somali thing, they purposely sent extra ICE forces to Minnesota because of and I'm not saying this in a derogatory way, because of the memification of the Somali fraud, which is real. I 100% think it's real.
It's real, yeah, for
and
sure.
Yeah, and my thing, we were talking earlier, is like the problem with the Somali thing is like they're not really. Most of them aren't illegal immigrants. They're legal immigrants that are just scamming the system.
Just criminals, just regular old-fashioned criminals.
Yeah, which is, and so again, I've always been critical of the meme chasing of ICE and DHS and border, the Twitter accounts and everything, posting memes and videos and stuff. And this is part of that mimetic effect where they're chasing a meme. And again, I'm saying meme in the literal, I'm not derogatory or sense, but I mean the literal sense that the Somali fraud thing became a meme, even though it's real and even though it's legit. It became a sensation, hundreds of millions of views, all this, everyone knows about it, everyone's talking about it. And yeah, I don't really feel, regards to like the specifics of this one case, I think this is far more clear cut than the Renee Good one was kind of like, was she pointing her wheels at this dude? It's pretty clear this was a bad shoot. It's very bad shoot.
It doesn't mean you feel sorry for anybody there, but you're just like, this is probably not going to end well. That thing. I mean,
no, and also it's a combination of, again, this is, and not to get too deep in the weeds of the case itself, like the minutia, like we talked about.
Right.
But
I don't like doing that.
A guy gets, from what I understand, they shoved a woman into the ice, into the snow. Who knows what was happening before that moment, but we know it happened. Again, you're not arresting someone, which is like, hey, hands behind your back or whatever. You're shoving someone into the snow like a woman, right? And then this guy's like, hey, goes over, are you okay? And he's like, hey, don't do that. ICE pepper sprays the guy's face. At no point says like, you're under arrest, blah, 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 whatever. 7 guys storm him. One of them disarms him because he is concealed carrying, like a 9mm, right? I guess this guy shouts, the guy that took the gun says gun. They mistake that as saying he's brandishing a gun, as they just take that verbal cue as
right.
So 7-1, guys pepper sprayed on the ground and they fire 10 bullets into him.
Right.
I'm like, bro, that these guys are retarded. Like, I get there's whistles in their face and there's coordinated bullshit with libtards doing this, like following their vans and stuff like that. I get all that. And it's an extremely hard job, just on the face of it. The thing is retarded. And not only that, but the administration, mainly like Stephen Miller and JD Vance, like repeating these claims that are just not true, that this guy came to inflict maximum damage. Christy Noem and whoever these people are, this guy came to inflict maximum damage. He wanted to go on a murder rampage on ICE. It's clearly not true. It's fucking clearly not. And then you have Trump, who waited a couple days and is distancing himself from the whole thing, and he's saying, he's like, yeah, we probably shouldn't have shot that person, and where everyone else in the administration is like defending it and be like, nope, that happened, blah blah blah, just the most maximalist thing. And my thing is like, okay, optics is part of politics. Trump understands that. It seems like a lot of you guys fucking don't, and it's
I think Trump understands that more than almost any politician.
I agree. And so it's very, I think the whole thing was retarded. I think obviously we need to cool the temperature down. I'm still questioning why we don't just, even if they get broken, just sign some enforce some fucking labor laws, just force their hand, on a labor law thing. Again, this is like a one and it's over. It's over. It's that was the peak of it. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was worth it, because this is pretty much it. There's a good fucking chance of all the COVID, Dems winning in 2028 and 20, whatever the years are, 2026, 2028. Yeah, because I think the whole thing's botched, and and it's like you can be based and say that and I hear people like you doing these. It was just never. This was never viable. It was never going to happen. And again, you could say like getting out of Minnesota is letting them win and whatever, and I'm just like man, like it's also like strategic though, and. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not. I've always, since the beginning, I've said I don't trust ICE's competency, especially under stressful situations where they're, where they're being. I don't know. You could call me libtard for that if you want. If you guys want, I know a lot of people that listen to us don't feel the same. Yet it's all playing out exactly the way I predicted and thought it would, and I think that's worth something. And
I think the problem is that there's a thing, like let's say. You are correct in terms of what this actually means electorally. Let's say that, because I'm still not 100% sure that's going to happen. But if it does, there's definitely a possibility. If it does happen, people aren't going to blame anything that happened in Minnesota for that. Like they're only going to blame the media people that quote unquote counter signaled it, which I think is dumb. Like I don't think that a journalist out there sways an election. I don't think a podcast sways the election. Even, people can say Rogan and all of that, but even then, it's really tough to do that, because look to me, like I don't know how many people are going to go out there and punch a Democrat ticket because of what they've seen. Like I still don't know what that number is, because at the end of the day, you are supporting Trump oftentimes because you don't like Democrats. Like that's just straight up true. Like at this point, especially at this day, there's been a lot of people that have crossed over from there. And I know people kind of like look at those type of people with disdain, that they won't be here for very long or anything. And this is not about I shot a guy and I'm mad about 2A rights. That's not the problem here, in my opinion. Like he is a 2A, like all that stuff. However, that's what happened. And it's kind of like it's kind of like it's okay to be like, and behind the scenes a lot of people are going,
and I think there is something to be said about principles. I'm sorry, like I know principles are fluid and it's political, and everyone has to play these games and stuff, and that that you can't always be ultra principled or whatever, especially if you're in the position, although I think the world would be a better place if we were. But you see these like high-ranking administration officials being like, can't conceal carry at a protest. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yes, you can, dude. Especially if you don't brandish, which he didn't. And it's like,
well, that's the thing.
And it's like, and it's like, remember, that's like the Ruby Ridge case, right? And Waco and the whole, where they shot the dude's wife holding their infant who had a pistol on her side, who's literally holding the baby. Right. And that was a right-wing thing. That was like a whole like, hey, you can't don't tread on us kind of thing, and I'm not saying they're completely the same, but this is like a Waco thing, although I think it's worth looking at how they're similar. And you have, again, high-ranking people in this administration saying explicitly anti-2A and 1A things, and it's just like, come on. And again, it's hard to separate though. Like, should this guy have been out there? Should anyone be out there protesting? Blah, blah, blah. If this administration was just like, hey, we're going to be on the streets of Minnesota. And I get there's like a, there's like a strategy and you can't always do this, but they were like, you could anonymize it. You could be like, we're looking for these 10 guys. They are violent criminal offenders and they happen to be illegal citizens, illegal aliens, right? Non-citizens. Here's what they did. They raped a fucking child. They did that. If they came out every morning and had like a docket and were like, this is what's happening. This is what we're looking for. And be like, this is who you're this is who you're protesting for, liberals, but they don't do that. And it's like, again, many people have theorized that the conspiracy is, are they doing this for show and for optics and for like video clips? Or are they trying to maximize their stated goal? And again, you get called a lib if you even question this. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just don't think you see like the Matt Walshes and these guys and the Tim Pools and everything. It's like, it's just, reality is not going to go the way you guys think it is. And
they already have their fall guys in play. The thing is, like, they've done even if
it's Dave Smith's fault. It's Dave Smith's fault.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
or yours, or literally yours. I mean, I know we don't have the audience for that, but it's like it was you and your clones. You're this faceless horde of people that counter signal Trump all
or
the time,
Rogan,
and that's why they lost it. That's why they lost the election. And it's like, dude, at the end of the day, like that's blaming the refs. At the end of the day, and even then, it's even less than that, I should say, because you have to I just remember a couple of years ago, like when this was happening. I remember when Elon, I wanted Trump to win again. I'm so glad he did. But I just remember when Elon was a part of it, and I'm like, man, this Elon shit sucks, man. I'm like, I just don't like Elon. Like, it's bad. Now, by the way, nobody thinks Twitter's good anymore. Like that, the X app sucks. It's horrible. So that was yes, I agree that it was he bought low on the app. He bought low on it because you were just getting censored for everything. But it's like, why does it have to suck? Why can't it be good? And when people buy low on something, I think they're given a lot of grace for any maybe marginal improvement that they'll do for this. But I just remember with Elon, I was like, this guy's an electric car libtard. He is going to revert. I'm on record on this show saying that, by the way, many times. I'm like, he is an electric car libtard who he's very good at analyzing markets and stuff like that. He saw where everything was going. Right. He saw that this Biden shit is awful and all that stuff. I was like, I wouldn't trust him. And then he fucking chimps out about the H-1B stuff. Immediately, right off the bat, he's just like, H-1B is like the fabric of our society. Yeah. And now I just don't think anybody really likes Elon on the right anymore. I mean, maybe a few people do, but a lot of people for the most part are kind of but at the end of the day, if you saw it in real time, that was bad. But now that you've seen that, Elon's not in the good graces of a lot of this stuff anymore, now is the time I can hate on him. And I've always hated that line of thinking where it's like, wait, you thought this guy had great foresight. And I'm not saying I need any sort of credit or any of this stuff, but why do people just think that there's this cosmic force that we push out there sometimes? When we the panic thing. It's I'm not panicking about the world right now. However, I know that the person calling me that is going to panic super fucking hard if that next election doesn't go their way.
And I remember that you talking about the Elon thing, and I commend you for that, because there were a lot of people that were like, it's just weird. Yeah, it's like, do you even remember what you thought a year ago? And my whole thing with the Elon, I agree. I'm not like a big fan. My thing with that, and again, this is I think this is part of the cult of personality of Trump, and this is what I've noticed. People based people they could be super harsh on Kash Patel or Pam Bondi or whatever, and they're like,
only now though, by the way, only now,
and it's it's like, who hired them? Can any of that trickle up? Can there be just a word of hey, what the fuck are we doing? At the top level here? No, you can't do that. And it's I've never been willing to be, I don't know. I'm not saying that if you're a plan truster that you are, I don't know. I'm not calling anyone a name or anything like that. But all I know is I've always been totally fine with being that's gay. That's gay. As far as the Elon thing, the Doge stuff, a lot of that, and again, who knows what happened or whatever, and he's a total spurg, and I 100% agree. a lot of that he revealed a lot of the stuff with the Doge stuff, which was a huge thing before the election. I remember that everyone was like, "Yes, yes, yes, do it, do it." You know, they were like, that's part of why they were in his good. He was in their good graces, and then he sprigged out when he realized that nothing was actually going to be done about that. Again, I'm just reading it on the face of it. It could be go deeper or whatever. None of the Doge stuff really, nothing came of that, right?
No.
And I don't think it's his fault. I think we're, you know,
But that's what happens when you buy low. That's what happens when you buy low.
That's what I'm
on
saying.
something.
You know,
like people buy
so
low.
I'm
and
almost
then they're-
defending him, is what I'm saying. I'm almost being like, I kind of get
Nah.
why he spurred out. You know,
Well, here's my thing though. Like the idea was that Elon and Trump was this massive alliance that was going to bring back America. And if you want to make your little jokes about Elon or your doubts about it and all that, like this was like the line. Like you can go back to that time, go back to media in that time. I'm not saying I've ever been perfect. I've been wrong about a lot of things, but I'll say that I am. And but you'll see people saying like anyone counter signaling Elon is just like, you might as well just fucking cut your dick off. You're a tranny or something. Like, it's like, no, I tell, like, you really thought that this guy, Elon Musk, who is not going to ever be second fiddle to anybody, by the way, he's just not, it's just not going to be the case. Like that was kind of an oil and vinegar situation where maybe it works for a second. You could dip bread in that. It's pretty good, but it's not going to like create this mixture that everybody wants forever and stuff. And it's just kind of like this kind of, I hope I'm just saying, like, for a lot of the, and I'm coming at this from a sense, I think there's people that will already get their wheels turning when they listen to this and they'll say RC's trying to get fucking Gavin Newsom to, you know, in the thing. No, I'm not. I fear that more than life itself. However, that being said, if it you need for like this shit to run like a lot smoothly, like whether it's deportations, whether immigration, because look, immigration is down a little bit right now. It's down a little bit. Will it stay that way? You have to make sure you win again. And if you win again, like, and I know Trump can't win again, but you would think maybe somebody adjacent to him would win and maybe keep that situation going. You kind of need to do this for like 20 years for this to work, to where it's not a fucking civil war every time something happens. You kind of need to lay low a little bit and just be boring, kind of. And it's like look, there's a time to kind of like, do all of this, but we are in a, like, right now liberals are down for a civil war. I don't know if they're that a lot of them want to fight in it. I think a lot of them want to show up to one with a camera and film a civil war happening, but they like the chaos. They like this a lot. I don't think the chaos is going to reflect well on the right now. I just don't. Like, it's and like I said, Trump can't run again. Like, it's not going to happen. So like, you're going to have to, and a lot of people are saying it's Vance. A lot of people are saying it's this. I don't know. I'm not I have no idea what's going to happen in 2028 in terms of who's going to be the candidate or anything. But it's just like, look, we're 2 years away from that. I don't think there's a lot of people that have become pro-immigration because of this. However, there are a lot of people that can just see that there's anarchy happening, and liberals and like leftist people, that doesn't sway them to stop voting for stuff. No. Like when they see anarchy, they think that all you gotta do is just play, like, superimpose Minnesota with the march in Selma. You can superimpose those two things and then put like JP Morgan Chase on there, and then they'll do that. That's fine. They've had everything, Rage Against the Machine, all of this stuff that happens there. But on the right, like, you kind of, it's like that you can tell, like, elections on the right, they kind of want it to be a little more boring, right? Like they kind of, like a lot of people do. And again, I will never vote Democrat ever again. I'm never going to vote for especially not Gavin Newsom. None of that's ever going to happen. So it's kind of a straw man to say that that's what I'm doing right now, but it's a thing, man. Like, it's a thing. Like, if you want to win the epic meme war, that's fine. But like, again, at the end of the day, like, because right now I see a lot of people on our side are against conspiracy theories of all sides. And I don't even want to delve into like particular ones right now, but there's just like this conspiratorial brand of thinking. Like, there's like, oh, the chemtrail right wingers, like they're all, it's like, dude, if Democrats win in 2028, you will all become conspiracy theorists again. Yes. That's how I met all of you guys. That's how I, like, that's how I met half of these people, was because And rightfully so. They were correct about them, by the way. These were correct things.
Yeah, and it's like,
yeah.
is this not rare candy? This is not.
Yeah,
Is
us.
this not?
We're supposed to push you a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's like I'm not, and part of the reason why I've never been that invested in everything that's happening now is I'm just, first of all, I'm not a voter. So like take that.
And I am. That's the thing.
You are.
I am. So
we both talking to microphones.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've always been open that the only time I've ever voted is in Bernie Sanders Democratic primary 2016. Not even in the general election for Hillary versus Trump, whatever. Not for Obama, not for Trump anytime, not for, that's the only time I've ever done it. And, I'm like, maybe to my chagrin a little bit, because it's like Bernie's obviously a fucking loser, but
yeah, for sure. No, I mean,
but the whole thing with this admin, I've never been invested, especially the second time around, because I cut, and I'm not speaking for you, although I don't think you disagree per se, but I cut my teeth on the COVID stuff, and Trump is inviting Albert Bourla to the White House to suck his fucking dick on camera, and CEO of Pfizer, and I'm like, okay, this thing is like on some level not for me, even with RFK in there, and there's like good and bad, and I get that it's like a complex thing. I'm whatever. I don't know if I'm out, but I'm not in.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like whatever. This whole thing is. I'm not. And again, I'm not like I love those guys. I'm not good old boys where I'm like, oh, like political, like like a
we're not
political scientists or strategists or whatever.
We're not those guys.
I'm just like a normal. I'm like, what are you gonna do for me? What are you gonna? Is this real? Is this not? Is this fake? And so I'm just And the other thing is I totally get the arguments being made on the side that Jacob Frey cannot impede. You can't harbor criminals in your state.
Yeah.
First of all, like just straight up undocumented migrants, and second of all, the ones that actually do fucking crime in our country. And that's obviously crime. That's obviously unacceptable, and that's like the hidden factor and all that. I get that. I totally get that. So I'm not like, I'm not picking a side here or anything. I get the minutia of it and the
and I get that it's tough. I also get that it's tough. Like I also get that it's like that state's not going to cooperate with you.
Was it ever feasible? First of all, the numbers always. First of all, I was like, we need to deport 10 million people, and now it's like 50 million, and it's like I'm not even saying that's a fake number. I would totally believe
I don't think a lot of people even know what the number is.
No one knows.
To be honest.
But the thing is like this is kind of a black pill. Like, is that even feasible? I'm not saying it shouldn't happen. But like, is that this door-to-door shit? Is that even feasible? Like, how many thousands of years would it take at the current pace of doing this?
Well, the point is that's why I said you have to win. You have to keep winning. Like you have to you have to stay in the good graces of your voters, and and I mean all of them, not just like just telling everybody that they need to trust the plan. Like not everyone does. So like you need to for one, the plan needs to be consistent, and two, you need to win for like 20 to 30 years if that's your number.
Exactly. You know what it kind of reminds me of in myself is like, me being like a diet and supplement spurg. Through the years it changes, but I'm one of those guys that's whether it's plant-based vegan or whether it's like this supplement or that's or like red light therapy and like, oh, this are the sheets linen and all, just like one of those hippie spurgs. That's that's all that stuff. And then through my teenage years, well, mainly like starting in my early 20s till now, I've been that way. Especially early on, none as righteous as the newly converted, right? Kind of thing, where you're like, whoa, this is cool. I love this, and I want everyone to know about this and everything. And then I hit like 25, 26, 27 years old, and I realize I'm like, okay, not everyone is like me on this. Not everyone is going to be as based as me on fucking organic sheets and taurine and, and deer antler. Right. And I have to accept that. And I can meet people in the middle and I can talk about this, but I'm not going to fucking spurg out about this in every situation and every, you know what I mean? At every like family function or whatever. Not that I was or whatever. And I feel like the base people kind of have to learn that. And like, you don't have to change your mind on shit. You don't have to become someone you're not, but you kind of have to learn how to, I don't know. It's very interesting. And,
I mean, and like to me, to be honest, what I really liked about a lot of this was that the whole country is on fire about, and literally and figuratively over this Minnesota stuff. But then, they snuck out of the WHO and nobody cared, which I liked.
Yeah.
That was nice. Like, that was a nice little, like that. Like,
the response of all that, it's funny. The WHO is,
but nobody cared. But like, I feel like half the people, the libtards that I know, don't even know that happened, which I kind of like.
And the funny thing, none of them are responding to, because they kind of put out a list of claims, like Jay Bhattacharya and RFK were like, here's why we're doing it, because you lied about this, like 40 fucking things, namely during the pandemic. And if you notice, they haven't responded to any of those. They're just like, oh, this is such a travesty. Can you believe it? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, why'd you lie about the lab leak? Why'd you lie about masks? And they never answer those questions. They want the power without any accountability, which is, of course, right. And yeah, it is funny. Yeah, it's a funny one for sure.
No, but like, that to me, World Health Organization, I'm not an expert in that, what that organization actually is and what makes it run, but I'd imagine America's a huge part of it. I'd imagine USA is like a huge, that's
money wise.
That's not losing fucking Uruguay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's lost USA. Like, you lost a big country there. So not
it's like trading Josh Allen. That's like trading. It's like, who are the Bills?
They don't get any draft picks though. They can't draft other. I mean, you're not going to draft another nation as big as fucking as the US. It's just not going to happen. So you hear, like, when you see the World Health Organization, that, and I know there's some people that are like, well, I liked being in that because of, well, I didn't, because
the thing is, like, AOC is going to win in the next presidential, and we'll be back in like 3 years flat. There's a very good chance that's exactly going to happen. Market.
AOC is not winning, but a Democrat. But the
result will be the same.
I think it's going to be a very if a Democrat wins in 2028, it's going to be a very normie Democrat, like just very I don't know, like Pete. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't think he will. I don't think I still think I think midterms are going to be rough, but I think that's just where I'm at right now. I think in 2028, I still think Republicans are going to take over, because Democrats really haven't used this opportunity to be any sort of competent whatsoever. So it's kind of like what I mean is they haven't, like, the Democrats have to like change who they are and for them to win, like a lot again. And like they would have to do, and they have no interest in doing so. I'm fine if that they don't. It's just to me, like, yes, that's the thing, is like consistent winning is kind of boring a lot of times. I mean, the winning's supposed to be the fun part, but like the in-between years, right? Because people didn't used to care that much about the in-between years. That was your political friend that cared about what was happening day to day politically in the world. The average human being didn't. Now everyone does. Now everyone does tune into what's happening politically day to day. So theatrically, it becomes this big production a lot of times, but it also is enough to kind of radicalize certain people. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm like I said, I'm staying where I'm at, but it's the people, the average American cares about politics right now. There's not really this offline normie kind of thing where they don't care. And so you kind of do have to do that, and you have to celebrate once every 4 years, celebrate once every 2 years if you're talking midterms or something. But like, for the most part, you have to celebrate once every 4 years, and you have to show that that's possible if you want to actually keep anything that's installed. I mean, democracy, that's the problem with democracy, is that whatever one side builds, the other side can take down. Whatever one side builds, the other, I know it's not completely cut and dry like that, but it seems to be the case.
Yeah, and it's my whole thing. Again, it's freeing. It's hard, but it's freeing to care about this stuff less. Regardless of whatever you think, as high as the stakes you think are, you don't need to spurg out about everything every fucking day of your life. There's such a richer inner world of doing breathing exercises, taking herbs, #RC now, promo code RC now on Superfeast. I'm like normie core now, but also like do remote viewing and weird shit like that too. Find God, just find, you know what I mean? It's like, if your form of activism is being on Twitter all day, like, we all know that's not real anymore. Like, that's not,
especially because the app is fucking awful. Like I said, like, it's like actually awful. Yeah. And
my whole thing is like, if this is supposedly like the best that we have to offer, the whole thing with this was like a bargain that we're going to give this a shot, and all the problems get fixed or whatever. I'm not saying that's like it has to be that way or whatever, but it's like if this is what we're doing, if this is, and again, it's I can't see this might change maybe in 20 years, something. I don't know. Maybe the two-party system will break. I can't see a world where Democrats ever denounce vaccines or the COVID
or
stuff
just or
or anything
woke or any any of that. Yeah,
it's like
I agree.
if a guy comes along where he does that, when it's not lying, I don't see it happening. But my whole thing is like, if this is the best that we can do, and like I don't think like JD Vance or whoever that's the next guy, even if it's like what's his face, the Ron DeSantis or whatever. I don't think it's like, I think this is like this is kind of the peak, and I see darkness ahead if you're on Twitter all day long, and that's all. Like I just don't see it getting like cooler than this, and it's already, I got a lot of gripes with it, and I'm already kind of like, I'm also not willing to just sacrifice 1A, 2A stuff, and I've always been vocal about that. The college campus stuff, as retarded as that is, like I've just been like, man, this is like not.
I don't think you need to. I just don't think you need to.
The TikTok sale, like now you can't use certain words on TikTok because a certain country owns it. I thought that was China's thing, but no, it's actually now it's like a USA and a certain other country thing.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Like, come on, like, what are we doing? It's like, I'm sorry, like, I get some of you don't care about vaccine. Some of you didn't care about vaccine mandates, but you were super base and you got it anyway, and that's fine. I'm not like, that's cool. Some of you don't care about this stuff, but some of us do, and it's just kind of like, and it's like, I'm not saying we can't be friends or we can't talk about stuff and see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna give up what I believe in.
No, and we're not in we're not political pundits. We're not. I mean, we're not in the administration. We're not part of that. There's no I guess what it is too is the. There are certain things I like that have happened, like the BlackRock legislation, like that's dope. Like I know what does it mean in the long run? I don't know, but it's good that like
on its face it's tight. Yeah,
just do that, and that's something you build off of. Hopefully, like that's good to me. Like that, like the World Health Organization, like that stuff's good to me, and that's what makes me, okay, that's there. Yes, could it be undone? It could, but it's there, and somebody actually has to undo it rather than build off of it. Like there is this kind of like there is that aspect of it. But at the end of the day, like I think people wanted theater more than anything, and I think people wanted. I think a lot of people aren't used to winning, to be honest. Like
again, like
2020 to 2020. 2021 to 2024 or 2020, whatever that was the time was. A lot of people got really like it was really easy to be like, man, fuck Democrats, fuck Biden, like you're in power, so like you like it's now hard, it's weird. You have this like rebellious attitude, but like you guys, I mean, you're in charge. You know what I'm saying? Like it's. I think
it's part of. No, I agree. First of all, it's hard. I don't blame, dude. When you shut down the world over a virus and tank the economy, and which Trump wasn't uncomplicit in it was made. It was mainly the Dems and Biden
for sure
and all that, and states and Gavin and all that stuff.
Trump's supporters were the only people that actually
Trump didn't fire Fauci. Trump didn't fire Fauci. Trying to, it was just I think he was shook during that last.
I think it's that one's tough. That one's tough when you're on an island, and he was already there was already 3 years of TDS. Then that, so it's like you have like Russiagate, and then like they release a fucking pandemic on from clearly like during your last year of your presidency, or what they think is going to be the last year of your presidency, and then you're kind of like, what do I do? I'm not saying every move was correct, but I do have a little sympathy for that.
Yeah, no, and my whole thing is like I think one of the appeal, and I'm not saying this is even a bad thing. I think a lot of people obviously feel extremely alienated by like a Biden Kamala zeitgeist and have no connection to that whatsoever. And Trump is kind of, Trump kind of makes you feel like you're in the room with him, or you're like his buddy and stuff. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but
no, that's how you do.
But so I think people are like, it's like an emotional investment kind of in like the whole process and everything involved. And this is what I always, and now with just the like the way media works and everything, if you have a big Twitter account, it's almost like you're like kind of in the administration, like where like you'll have like JD Vance retweet you or something if you have like 100,000 followers and you're based, right? And so you're kind of like kind of in their good grace. I think that's kind of can be like a moth to a flame. That can be kind of like a trap. Not saying I'm not even naming any names or anything, you know, but it's like I think, you know, I think it can be hard to, you know, it's politics, dude. It's a, you know,
It's tough to do.
when
It's tough
when
to
the
do.
rubber hits the road, you know, and it's very, you know, and I get, dude, people like me will always be pussies for just being above it all and just remarking on it and stuff. But hey, I'm a citizen, you know, that's what I am. I'm not running for office. I'm not, you
Mhm.
know, I don't have table stakes. I get that. It's
Yeah.
easy for me to say this stuff, you
Yeah.
know, and I get that. But
midterms are November 3rd this year. So I'm just saying, like, that's a big time.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they don't swing back the other way. I really do. But it's just like I just don't. For me, it's less about what I think is going to happen. I just already know who's going to get blamed when they do, and that shit bothers the hell out of me when that happens.
Yeah.
When they're like the fucking this
when
live
if they
streamer,
when
yeah.
if they were to listen to people like us more, they probably wouldn't lose.
And
Right?
I don't know. I
That's
don't even know if
kinda
I don't know if I even
maybe,
have
you know?
maybe, but I don't know if I
Yeah.
have. I don't know if I have that strat. I don't know if I am that type of like be like me. You know, I don't know if I am like that. I just
Yeah.
know that like to me, I just our show is meant to push you and prod you a little bit. Our
Yeah.
show is meant to do it. It's meant to do it to us. It's meant to do it to the listener.
'Cause we're gay.
Yeah. Push. I push because I'm not the gay one. I push.
I prod.
No, you
Yeah.
get prodded, and
Yeah.
but then, but of course, obviously,
Yeah.
and so that's
Prod
just
rock, dude.
that's just the dynamic of the show. It's not what I decided; it's just what happened. And but you hear like we're meant to do that. I remember back in the day when we were first getting started, and there were a lot of people that were like anti-COVID and all that stuff, and then we were like, yeah, and the polio vaccine's bad too, and everyone's like, what?
No,
And then there's more and more people. There's
Yes.
more and more people now than I ever thought there would be. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
There were more and more people that were like, yo, this is crazy. Like you would hear people that would go on like Rogan, big shows, big channel, Dr. Drew, these people that would be like, huh, that's interesting. Like to like normies and you know, just shining a black light on society a little bit to see all the nasty little stains on the wall. Like there were people that did that. And a lot of those people are annoying if you're a person who doesn't want that to happen. And right now, people are thinking that 4 years of power equals 100 years of power. And we're not in that. We're not in that right now. Like and right now, you have to be big tent. You have to be big tent. You have to shack up with annoying people who you think want the same thing as you. And you have to, if you want to win politically, you have to do that for the next 20 to 30 years, because 4 years of power at a time, 4 years of power, especially when the Democrats still have all this cultural sway. It's less, but they still have that. It will come back and haunt you. And it's just like it is not wishful thinking on my part either. I think a lot of people, that's a cope from a lot of people. You wish that happened. No, but I've already seen it happen once.
I feel that there's a lot of RC listeners that are not super left-right political. They're not like right wingers and stuff. And I feel like they're quieter now. And I kind of just want to shout them out.
Spotify comments. Oh my goodness.
No, I kind of want to shout them out because it's like, just feels like everything is just like Trump now, and you're either with or against and kind of thing. And you're either like a libtard but like there's a lot of connections we made during the COVID era. And obviously, like, I don't know, I'm not very sympathetic to like people who claim communism or whatever, or, you know, shit like that. But I mean, I do think there is like, you don't have to be on board with retarded presidential election swings in my book to be cool. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's like, I think that stuff dampens a lot of this discourse. You know, I think it's a lot more fun when you're allowed to call balls and strikes, you know, as you see them. And you know, it's just, I don't know. I just want to like,
and it's usually open forum. And my problem is I put out open forum. Like there are people come on. It's not even a debate. I don't do debates. You want to come on here and be like, hey, you guys need to trust the plan. Come on here. I'll talk to you about it. Like I'll talk to you about it, and I'll talk to you about it from a good faith person who's not trying to sabotage you.
And all I want to say,
but those people never want to do that shit.
They never do. And we've talked about this before. Like there is like there are certain like left wingers who are good on COVID, very small, 2% maybe.
It's
right?
like I would even say
And
half of that.
but
Yeah.
you could tell they're scared of their audience and they don't want to like call
Oh
something
gosh,
a spade.
it's the
And I
worst.
want to say like and I'm not saying it's a total 1-to-1 map, correlation. But I never want to be that way on like the right side either. I never want to be
No.
like ever. I never want to be like that. I'm scared of the audience that it's like
No.
I don't know. It's like
No,
I don't respect that for people that
no,
that
being
are
scared
like
of your audience is really gay.
yeah
Like
for the left and it's definitely
it's bad. And it's bad.
because
It's
especially
like
in these days and days, you just say what you want and then let people filter in and out. It's like that's all you have to do.
That already it's happened to us a few times, and
Yeah.
then to me, it is what it is. Like I think again, I've said this before. There are people who their only friends are people they've met in group chats on the internet, and I'm not hating, but that's just I think that's the reality of a lot of it. People felt hyper alienated and stuff, especially people who are a little younger than us, who've grown up in those types of climates and stuff. They might be really scared to like actually.
It's their climate change. Dude.
Yeah, they might be. They might
Yeah.
be scared of like, well, if these people abandon me, then who do I go to at this point? And to me, I'm kind of like, well, you and I are always going to be cool, so I don't really care. Like, I don't care if somebody is just like, oh, I'm done with RC. It's done.
Yeah.
They didn't tell me that the thing I saw this week that was based. They didn't tell me that. So I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay, you're done.
The voice you chose is very accurate, by the way. Like that is the voice of the person that.
By the way, see you in a couple years when fucking they're trying to mandate vaccines again. That's what I'm saying. See you in a couple years.
Yeah.
See you in a couple
what's
years.
the push? I don't want to.
We'll be here. We'll be here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's my thing. Like,
what would be the pendulum swing against our interests? I don't want it to happen, but
no, it's the Democrats winning, and I don't want it to happen. That's
like would they completely mandate shit again? what would they do? Because it's like you can't. It seems like especially the COVID vaccine is kind of played out.
It would have to be a new
that's
pandemic.
A hard.
It'd have to be a new pandemic. New pandemic. You can't do COVID again, but you can do that model again 100% of the time. That I think a huge black pill is that people would 100% fall for COVID again, and on all sides, in my opinion. And all you have to do is and they try it. Sometimes they're like, "There's a zebra that died," and then like they're like, "It has bloxamine flu." Yeah. And then you're like, okay, that doesn't work. And then it doesn't go anywhere. But all it's going to take is one. Is going to be one. Yeah. And like I said, I hope they don't try it. But in 2028, I'm very scared that like 2028 happens. Like that happens. Now, getting out of the WHO really helps you in that sense, in my opinion, because you can at least now you still have to make the correct decision, but you're not like, oh, you guys didn't lock down like we did. My name's Nigel and I work for the WHO. I work for the WHO and I'm in the loo. You know, like you just like you get those people. 2 hours in, you're getting one of those. But but there's you guys, there's birds dying over here. They're flying out of the sky. And so like you just get you're like you can at least do that. But I guess to me as my thing is like the aspect of this is that for RC, which I love about our Discord, I love about all of this stuff, is that people can argue. People can argue. Some people cry and rage quit. It's fine. I don't care. Like it doesn't. It's fine with me. But I can't just be like one of those people like, hey, in this house we believe this. Yeah. I can't do it. I can do it like culturally about like movies and shit. Like, you know what I mean? But like in terms of like core principles of life, like you can interpret an issue differently, but like said things would be like, hey, nowadays we don't care about vaccines anymore because that's cringe. Yeah. Well, I still do. Yeah. So I'm not 100%. Like in this house, we don't care about conspiracy theories anymore. Well,
we don't talk about Bruno, dude. Shout out Encanto.
Yeah, exactly. I do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I do still care about conspiracies. Not all of them. You got to pick and choose, but I do still care about them. And I'm not going to, just because there's 4 years of power given to somebody, I'm not going to say, well, I don't believe in chemtrails anymore, or I don't believe in this anymore. I don't believe in that anymore. No, I'm still the same old weird guy. And it's just kind of like, I've always said this, and I think a lot of people, and I think this is bipartisan. I think this is truly a both sides thing. There's a lot more people that get mad when you don't change than when you do. Right? Like a lot of people get mad like if you didn't see the thing, hey, we're not doing that anymore. You see that thing? We're not doing that anymore. And it's kind of like, well, I still am, I still am. And it's just I think a lot of us all want the same thing. That's the thing. I think a lot of us actually want the same thing. I don't think anybody listening to this right now wants Democrats to win in 2028. I think people need to cut and paste that onto their enemy a lot of times to be like, well, that's why I disagree with them. It's like, but I don't think a lot of them want that to happen because we remember what happened when that last time. It was brutal, awful. Just press statements every day about how their political enemies need to die and will die if you don't take the shots and all of this. Like we remember that. But I think that it's really annoying when you go on the internet and you see like just people giving out marching orders for something with like no skin in the game. Like, I'm sorry, like we don't get anything from that. Like, because even if we do follow all these orders, all you're giving me is someone to blame if it doesn't work out. You're not giving me a guarantee that any of this is happening.
Exactly. Yeah. So, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, hate to end the show on a it's not a negative note. People think that when you and I get excited and like, like, that
the best ones, dude. Yeah, it's
it's also kind of a tell that's like, do you not hang out with like males?
Exactly.
Because you motherfucker. Oh, but I'm not saying that. That's guys talking. Like that's testosterone. That's antler. That's lion's mane. Promo code RC now. Check out.
I can say we're right about sinners. That's what I know for sure. Dude.
Absolutely.
It's
absolutely. No, exactly. I mean, there's certain things I know I'm correct about. There's certain things I think I'm just kind of like having a take on that's like, we'll see where that goes. And a lot of that is politics, I will say. But the a lot of that happens. There's certain things I just know I'm correct about. But guys, coming up, we got a lot of stuff happening. Charles Dickens episode for sure. That's coming probably next month. I'm almost done. It's 1,083 pages on that bad boy, but I'm loving every second of it. David Copperfield. And we're going to be doing The Handmaiden's Tale. That'll be probably in like April-ish, I will say. Upton Sinclair's Oil. I'm going to be getting that up. The Gain of Fiction reading list is on the Substack. Substack's search.
I'll hop in on. I got that paperback. Yeah, I want to hop in.
Well, you got to watch There Will Be Blood too, because that's a fucking awesome movie. People hate that movie. I guess.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah, people like I went on. People are like, it's a midwit movie. I'm like, actually, it's great.
Yeah.
But whatever. So
Upton Sinclair's like he has books on Psi. Him and his wife.
Really. Yeah, he's
rad, dude. He's fucking. I get that he's like,
I know he's a communist. I mean, but communists used to write things and make things. Yeah. Like it's just like that's. I'm not saying you need to be a communist now because of that. I just mean like look at the communists then versus communists now. Like there used to be people who were like fucking Orson Welles had communist ties and shit like that, and he was the one crying about the fucking McCarthyism and all that stuff, and just a lot of these people are like masterminds of what they did. I don't like communism. I don't want that at all. But I will say, like Roberto Bolaño wrote great books. Like people like John Steinbeck wrote great books. Like people like these like nowadays the average communist doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. They don't think they have to. And it's like they're over. Oh gosh, it kills me. Now that being said, I want more right wingers to go out there and start making their shit too. So it's kind of like we're kind of in a cultural dead zone right now. The art has not come back in the way people thought it was going to be. Movies are just I'm not. I see people declaring them dead. I think they can be revived. Do it. You can't just be people standing around commenting. I'm commenting, and I hope a person who makes movies or knows people that make movies, or if we have a secret fucking director that listens to us, makes the movies that we want to see in the world. So that being said, on that note, guys, probably none of you are listening right now, but you've probably all moved on to your next show. But go to our YouTube channel and hit subscribe on there, please, because I'd like to do RC Live this year, like once a month. RC Live, big stream. I have a really cool idea for that, live call-ins and all that. We got to get our subscriber numbers up for that to really work on YouTube. The channel's kind of thwarted. It's been getting a little buzz lately. Shout out to the boy Clifford Lee Sargent. I mean, he's got people coming our way on YouTube, which has been really, really nice. But then, yeah, please go ahead and subscribe there. Also, just rate and review wherever you listen, Apple, Spotify, and all that stuff. Just if you want us to succeed, that's a good way to do it. That takes like 2 seconds. So,
Exactly.
all right. On that note, guys, have a safe week. We'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.